The Monty Show, the truth in sports talk streaming. When you want unbiased opinions about your favorite team without the spin, all you have to do is find The Monty Show, streaming live and available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on YouTube. And now, here's Monty.
Hey, yo, man, how the heck are you? It is The Monty Show. As always, we are presented by The Advocates, theadvocates.com. The best injury attorneys in the business, and hey, a brand new public initiative I always tell you every day. The Advocates work hard in the community to give back, and they care so much about the kids. They are doing their second annual AmFam Monte Cristo motorcycle poker ride, where you can win a brand new Kawasaki FX50. Get to utahadvocates.com/poker-ride. You see it on the screen. It's a really cool thing. You do a motorcycle ride with the Advocates, and you stop at all these beautiful scenic sites. And every stop, they give you a poker card. At the end of the ride, who's ever got the best hand in poker wins the Kawasaki FX50. Thanks to our friends at the Advocates. Hook it up. And oh, by the way, if you've been in a motorcycle accident, you know there's only one place to go. The best injury attorneys in the business, the Advocates, at the utahadvocates.com, where you can chat with an attorney live online for free 24/7, 365, because you never pay the Advocates unless and until they win your case. utahadvocates.com. How the heck are you? Very good Tuesday to you, a day very full of news. We're just 90 minutes away from a Arizona Board of Regents meeting that is both public and private. This meeting today now has taken on significantly more relevance after the news that the Pac-12, in their meeting today, George Kliavkoff, with all the athletic directors and all the presidents, presented a TV deal where, as it was described to me, at best, the reaction was mixed. Part of the room was positive. Most of the room was not positive. And I think most of the leadership in the Pac-12 wanted a vote on this today. But there was a majority of presidents and athletic directors, as it was described to us, that did not want to vote because they wanted time to think about it and work through the details of a deal that we are told is centered around Apple. And as we have been telling you since February on the Monty Show, and we went back and looked today, we told you Apple TV for the first time on February 20th. Well, now we find out today that the deal with Apple TV that is proposed by George Kliavkoff to his entire membership this morning involves a wild variety of numbers we've heard, but I think most people believe that it's a $15 million per school per year cash payout. On top of that, each Pac-12 school can earn double that or more with something called a CPA incentive, a cost per acquisition incentive, where Apple agrees to pay the Pac-12 a certain number, a certain dollar figure for every subscription tied back to the Pac-12 TV deal. And that seems like it's significant, but here's the question I have for you. If you are the Pac-12 and you are trying to sell subscriptions, you can eliminate all of your sponsors. You can eliminate all of your athletes and their entire families. You can eliminate your coaching staff and your executive. None of them are going to pay for subscriptions to Apple. So you're losing a huge chunk there. Now you are wholly reliant on your garden variety alumni and fan base to support you in potentially bringing your revenue per season up to what you would hope is $30 million. But Jake, that doesn't seem realistic to me. This seems like a deal that is sitting on top of a trap door, and I just don't see how this is at all realistic for Pac-12 members.
Well, and I love the spin that somehow this is a positive, or that this is a win, or somehow an effective opportunity, because the biggest difference between the Big 12 and the Pac-12 simply is that the Big 12's deal is guaranteed, right, at $31.7 million. And the Pac-12's deal is not guaranteed. It's, hey, here's a base salary. Yeah. Here's a base salary where you need to basically sell up to an incentive. We've been down that road. That's called a sales incentive package. Hey, we're going to pay you $100,000 a year, and then you can go out and chase your $300,000 salary a year so you can buy your Benz and your nice house and have a white picket fence and a dog.
Yep.
That's what it is. And I think, I was really surprised with the idea that a lot of this group needed to think about this or ponder their situation, because frankly, that's only one of two things. That's the truth, and they didn't think that this was actually what they were going to be presented, or it's a bunch of malarkey that they have to think about it and they're on the phone with Brett. It's one of two things.
Well, I don't know that I would say it's a bunch of malarkey. What I would say is Pac-12 membership is... I think there were some surprised people in that call today. I think there were some people who thought, well, it's Apple TV. Oh, so we're going to get a significant more amount guaranteed because it's 100% streaming. Because that's the other part of this that people have to remember. There's no regular, quote-unquote, linear TV component to this deal.
Right.
This deal with Apple, notice there's no TV partner. And we've been telling you that for 6 weeks, that there does not appear to be a linear option to this deal. And the only deal they have is 100% in on Apple TV. And I'll be honest with you, I just don't see how the Pac-12 can do that. You're watching MLS struggle through their first year of Apple TV as their exclusive distribution platform with one linear game, and nobody knows when that game is. And I got news for you in the Pac-12. There is no Lionel Messi coming. There is no big boost in subscribers coming because Lincoln Riley's leaving the conference. Like, it makes no sense. I heard so many Pac-12 homers this afternoon spinning saying, well, look at Apple. All of a sudden, it's record viewership. You don't know it's record viewership because Apple will not share the subscription data outside of MLS employees who are under a non-disclosure agreement, which means they can't share it either. You'll never know how you're doing in subscriptions. How is that possible? How can you have really good, accurate accounting in a deal where a large portion of your revenue is tied to how many subscribers you bring into Apple? I don't see how you can do that deal. And frankly, this brings me back to a video that I tweeted today with Kirk Schulz back in June. Kirk Schulz is talking about, the fact that you cannot have a deal where, you have to project budgets. And it's just bizarre to me that here we are making a deal with Apple TV after Kirk Schulz, who I want to remind you is the chairman of the Pac-12 Board of Directors and the president at Washington State, who said this about projections in June.
You can't throw a number up there, build a budget off it, and then find out later that you were $5 million off in that number because you took the best projections that were there and said, hey, let's just do it. And then when it doesn't come to pass, we put ourselves in a really tough spot. I can't overemphasize, we can't build a budget off of projections that have no basis in reality. And that's what got us here. And we just got to be careful not doing that moving forward.
How does this you can't script that.
No.
That 2 months ago, the chairman of the Pac-12 Board of Directors said we can't do anything that is involving budget projections. And now what's the basis of the media rights deal? It's a budget projection because a significant chunk of your athletic cost comes out of your TV deal.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see how this is possible. I don't see, and I would love to hear from you all on this. Do you see any way possible that the Pac-12 can come out of this ahead, can even entertain the idea of doing what amounts to, hey, here's a small base salary and here's all of your commission. They're doing a commission-based sales deal with Apple TV.
Yes.
That's what this is. I just don't see how that's possible.
Yeah, and I just don't know, again, as we've talked about at length this week, I don't know how, if you're Oregon, Washington, Utah, Arizona, the premier brands, if you're those schools and you're the leadership of those schools looking at this opportunity, and we just take it at face value, because again, I'm really on the show. We're really working hard. When we look at these deals, let's be as objective as possible, right? Let's be as fair as possible.
Yes.
Take the feelings out. So if I look at the deal with Apple, like he just said, this is a commission-based deal, right? Hey, you're getting $15 a year, and you can essentially sell up through memberships to an uncapped number. Okay, so if you want to spin it as hey, we have the chance to make $50 million, you can tell yourself that. That's never going to happen on an Apple deal, because Apple is not nearly big enough in the United States on the Apple TV app to justify any kind of logic to getting to that number. So if you're leadership at any of these brands, with the position that you're in this conference right now, and the door wide open to go and get a guaranteed $31.7 million paycheck, how are you not going and taking that money and saying to yourself, okay, no, we don't necessarily want to do that, but ultimately what's best for our member institution, what's best for our school and its student athletes is to go and get that money and then see how we can move forward from there. Because I can tell you, if I was Oregon, Washington, Utah, any of these schools, I'm taking the guaranteed money and I'm figuring out the rest. Because again, if we think about the Pac-12 in a sales perspective, when has the Pac-12 sold anything? When has the Pac-12 been a conference that's been on the forefront and aggressive? Right? Because if you're going to do a sales deal like this, where you're getting a base salary and incentives, your mindset, the conference's mindset, all 10 members' mindset has to be, hey, we're not getting paid a guaranteed number that's enough to keep our athletic programs afloat. So our mindset's got to be, okay, great, $15 million. We still got to cover the other half. What's the plan, George, for us to cover the other half? That's what I'm curious about. Because if you're going to look at these deals at face value, that's the real question on the Apple deal. It's not just that it's all streaming. It's not just that it's half of what the Big 12's getting on its face, right? It's that you have to now find a way. You have to build the bridge. You have to pave the road through bringing people in on subscription. And the Pac-12, frankly, has just never been really good at bringing new eyes to the conference.
But how do you do that? You spend money. That's how you sell more subscriptions. It's cost per acquisition. That's what it is. And if you're getting, and the guesstimate is, it's $100 per new subscriber, which would be incredibly low. So I don't put a lot of merit into that, but let's call it $100. If Apple's going to pay you $100 per subscriber, my guess is you're paying at least $25 to get that subscriber, because you are going to have to run ads. You're going to have to run social. You're going to have to use promo codes. You're going to have to use what's called affiliate links. This is not new business. This is not revolutionary. It's not groundbreaking. It's tragic. Because the other question I would ask you is, would the SEC ever do this deal? Would the Big Ten ever do a deal that makes them earn half of their revenue through selling subscriptions? Is this not Mary Kay? Is this not Amway? Is this not whatever pyramid scheme you want to call it? There's no way to spin that this is little time. This is Smallville. This is Apple seeing a way and an avenue to leverage the Pac-12, because the Pac-12 has nowhere else to go.
Pac-10.
That's what this is. This is the Pac-12 missing the boat. This is the Pac-12 getting crushed because they're the last one without a deal. And at this point, I don't see how the Pac-12 survives. And I think that is the only question that matters, is we are now about, an hour and 15 minutes away from an Arizona Board of Regents meeting that I think is really, really important. In that meeting, they will open it publicly. They will adjourn to executive session, which means behind closed doors. And I am told by sources on the Board of Regents that they will discuss Arizona and Arizona State, the universities, their relationship to each other, the way that they communicate and operate together, and the viability of keeping them together or splitting them up in athletics. Is it viable to have Arizona go to the Big 12 without Arizona State? Because I'm also told the decision to bring Arizona to the Big 12 is a formality at this point. I am told that's done. I am told Arizona has largely made the decision. The question is, what will their chess move be? Will they demand Arizona State come with them or not at all? I don't know if that's the case. I can see a situation where Bobby Robbins, the president of Arizona, who I am also told he's the one that holds all the dice here. He's the guy that controls it. It's his decision. I am told he wants to go to the Big 12.
Facts.
But I'm also told he wants to keep Arizona State intact. Because as we've explained for weeks and weeks and weeks on this show, Arizona and Arizona State are a force to be reckoned with when they are together. When they are two schools operating as one, as they currently do in the Pac-12, they have leverage. They have double the power. That's, I think, what Bobby Robbins is a little apprehensive to give up. The question is, will Brett Yormark in the Big 12 extend an invitation to both Arizona and Arizona State? Will they go past 14? Or will they simply invite UConn, who I'm told they will not invite, but will they simply invite a UConn to fill the 14th gap? I think that's one of the biggest questions still hanging out there as we sit here and we wait for the Arizona Board of Regents to meet in about an hour and 10 minutes.
Yeah, and I just think that Bobby Robbins is in control, but at the same time, I think, again, as we've talked so much about, I think, the boys at Utah, Taylor Randall and Mark Harlan, also have a big-time decision, and that's kind of how I look at this situation today. This is another one of those decisions in the Pac-12 that will change you forever one way or the other. If you decide to accept this deal and you put up with this, that tells me all I need to know about how you deem your university and the way with which you run your program. Because if you take this deal, it tells me you don't value yourself, respectfully. And I'm not even hating. I'm just saying, I think you make a great point. The SEC never even put up with a deal like this.
That's right.
Big Ten had never even considered a deal like this. So for me, if I'm Bobby Robbins, yeah, you're damn right I've already made my decision. And the only question is ASU. If I'm Utah, I would love, if I could say it truthfully and I knew it to be a fact, I'd love to be able to say that Utah's got a deal in place with the Big 12 and they're just, waiting it out and they're trying to review the landscape, right? But ultimately, I will, with Utah, and I love them, but I will believe it when I see it.
When I see it.
When I see it, because again, the philosophy at Utah hasn't been, Big 12, Big 12, Big 12, just got to see what it is, right? It's been, we really want to stay in the pack, and we got, we've been told, we were told previously that Taylor Randall was really a unifying force in the conference and was really trying to calm presidents down to allow George to do his job. Like, you've been trying to keep the Pac-12 alive, and I can respect that. But ultimately, at some point, the road comes to an end with the Pac-12, and you've got to make a move. And this is one of those days where I think that decision needs to be made.
Yeah, I don't see any way that Utah can stay in the Pac-12. You cannot go down, as I like to say, playing the violin on the deck of the Titanic.
Yeah.
And if you choose to stay in this conference, knowing that half of your revenue is tied to incentives, I mean, how do you compete with a Washington that's in a far larger metro area than you are? It can probably just by population size would bring in more. Like, are we now competing with each other?
I was gonna say that's a great point. Like, how is that viewed? Because if it's viewed as, hey,
I don't know,
Washington or an individual university, whoever it is going to get paid individually on the deals they close. Because I also have an issue with the word incentive. This is not an incentive, right? This is a you have to close deals thing.
I agree.
An incentive is like, hey, dude, run a mile and you can eat another burger today. This is not an incentive. This is a, hey, if you agree to this, you will do X to make sure that you survive. That's not an incentive. That is a dictation. That is a, hey, this is how the deal is going to work.
That's a request.
Right.
That's and I think part of the problem here is with this Apple deal. And again, whether it's Utah or whoever you want to point to here. And by the way, in about 10 minutes, we are going to announce our history making contest.
That's right.
For the week. Every week we're going to, during the month of August, we are going to have a contest for you to win a pretty significant prize. And the prize we're giving away this week is a pretty significant one.
It's pretty good, dude.
It has to do with Big 12 history, so stick around for that. But if you look at this situation with this deal, this is one of those deals where you have to figure out which universities are really, really give a damn about sports. Because if you get all 9 of these guys to sign a grant of rights, and I'm not suggesting that's going to happen, because I don't see it happening. But if you get Stanford to sign a grant of rights where half of their compensation is in selling subscriptions to Apple TV, which is outrageous to say it out loud. Can you imagine Stanford mounting an advertising and marketing campaign to sell Apple TV subscriptions? Well, okay. You know, Cupertino is in Palo Alto's backyard. They're right next door to each other. Okay, but what about Oregon State? Can you imagine Oregon State? Can you imagine Phil Knight and Nike mounting a marketing campaign to sell Apple TV subscriptions? I can't see that. I can't see Utah mounting an advertising campaign to sell Apple TV subscriptions.
Why would you do that when you have an open door to $31.7 million?
Where you don't have to sell subscriptions. You just have to win games.
That's it. You don't even have to win. You just got to play games.
Understand how ridiculous this conversation is. You're asking your membership to go sell Girl Scout cookies in front of the grocery store. That's what this is. We were playing golf up at Canyons Golf over the weekend. And this little kid, Brian, came running out of his condo on the golf course selling golf balls he had found. Who are you, Kirk Schulz at Washington State? That's what this feels like. Hey, I got a box of Pro V1s. Now they're $4 a ball at the store. How about you give me $1 a ball and watch Washington State football on Apple TV? Like, what happens when you run out of Samoas?
Yeah.
Or like that, and I'm not trying to be callous or a jerk about it. That's what this feels like. And what if you have a bad sales quarter? What if you, I don't know, are more interested in selling corporate sponsorships? And what if those corporate sponsors want Apple TV included so they can watch their Utah Utes not at home? Think about how ridiculous this concept is.
And we haven't even gotten to the part about Washington State being in a $70 million hole.
How do you project that? You're in a business, as Kirk Schulz said himself, you're in a business where we project our budgets. We project enrollments. We project tuition. We project research. We project wins in athletic competitions. But we can do all of that because we have the money to support the projection. Now you're in a conference who is on death's doorstep because they were lied to and bamboozled by the Pac-12 network, who is being proposed by a different bamboozler to do the exact same thing with Apple TV.
Is that a real question?
And not for nothing, but here's the question again. Does Apple TV fit into your streaming budget? When you already have, like I just cut the cord. I'm a YouTube TV guy now. Do I really want to pay for Pac-12 Pass on Apple TV? I don't. And I'll be honest with you, I probably won't. If Utah or Arizona State leave the conference, I definitely won't.
Yeah.
And that's really sad as a passionate fan of Pac-12 football. It's ridiculous that I can't watch the Oregon game.
By the way, does the Pac-12 have any say in the pricing of the package?
Probably not.
Right? Like, so, but I think it's a serious question. Like, it's a real relevant question. If you're going to do a deal where okay, hey, $15 million a year, we'll cut a check to each school, and then you guys got to sell up to whatever revenue you want. Okay, that's cool, Apple. We're going to sell the package for $100 or $500 or whatever the number is. Right? Whatever number we're comfortable with.
I mean, do you guys understand the conversation we're having here?
This is a true, this in the realest sense is a bag slap.
This is ridiculous.
The best you could do.
And again, I've told you for 5 months, the number we've heard is 19.7 million. Now you can run out there and all the other guys who are stealing our information and are telling you, hey, I'm the one who told you 19 points. Okay, great. We told you first here, 19.7 million. We told you first here, Apple TV on February 20th is the first time we told you Apple TV was serious. Now we wind up in a deal that, and it depends on who you believe, but I've heard 15 million and they can have uncapped commission or CPAs. So every time somebody signs up with the Utah code, they get $100.
Yeah, can we get the bots going here? Can we get a bot program to sign up for Apple TV, dude?
It's incredible. Like the thing that scares me is, are you going to have Utah football players with a quota? Hey, you got to take this back to your high school and you got to sell 50 subscriptions this weekend.
I can't imagine you do that.
Yeah, but
it's not ridiculous to propose it.
But how do you sell this? How do you sell this? MLS hasn't been able to sell it until Lionel Messi showed up. And we're just guessing. Because they won't share the numbers publicly.
Well, and I think that's the worst look of the whole thing. I mean, it tells you everything you need to know. If you're not willing to share your subscription numbers, the only plausible explanation is because you don't like what the numbers say. Like, you're not willing to stand behind your product right now. And that to me is a problem. That to me is a problem. And again, not to bring up the Comcast thing, but we haven't talked about the Holiday Bowl. We haven't talked about Comcast. We haven't talked about Kirk Schulz and his $70 million deficit. Like, we haven't talked about the fact that USC and UCLA are gone. Like, there is no...
The Holiday Bowl, dude, the Rolovich lawsuit.
There's no way anybody in their right mind in this conference would choose to do this deal. And I don't care what the circumstances. If you're a school, again... If you're a school that's got the invitation from the Big 12 and you decide to take this thing, the criticism would be endless. I just don't know how you do that.
Well, and there is some belief, and I've not been able to confirm this concretely, that the Big 12 gave Arizona a Friday deadline because Arizona and Bobby Robbins, from what I understand, told the Big 12, we have a meeting scheduled on Tuesday, early next week. He needed a week. And the Big 12 gave them a deadline of Friday to make a decision. And I don't think it's going to take that long because the formatics of an executive session are being executed in an hour from now with the Arizona Board of Regents. So I don't even know what you do here. Okay. We'll get to your comments here in 2 minutes. We want to announce our contest for August. Every week, we are going to give away a prize on Friday. This week, it's a big prize. It is BYU's first Big 12 home game against Cincinnati on September 29th, 8:15 Mountain Time at LaVell Edwards Stadium in Provo. We're giving away a pair of tickets. It's really easy to win. If you are a BYU fan or you're in Utah, there's only one thing you have to do. Go to Super Chicks in Ogden on Riverdale Road or in St. George. Take a picture of you in the store, eating food, what you ordered, whatever it is. You want to tweet us a picture of a receipt. You want to tweet us a picture of you in the store, whatever that might be. It has to be sometime this week between now and 3:30 on Friday. At 3:30 on Friday, we will announce the winner of the pair of tickets to see BYU host Cincinnati September 29th at 8:15. It is the first official home game in the Big 12 for BYU. It's history right in front of your face, and we want to put you there. Now, obviously, if you do not live in the state of Utah, this one's difficult for you to execute. I will give you a hint. Next week, it's centered around the state of Texas. It is centered around the state of Texas in week 2. Week three is going to be bananas because the prize we're giving away in week 3 is it's pretty legit.
It's not an Apple TV subscription. Sorry to disappoint.
I know we can't afford that.
Yeah, we can't afford that, dude. Sorry.
It's big dollars, you know.
Yeah.
But if you want to see history, again, let me just reiterate it. If you want to go see BYU versus Cincinnati, the first Big 12 home game ever for BYU at LaVell Edwards Stadium, September 29th, 8:15 p.m., national TV on ESPN. All you have to do is go to Super Chicks, Riverdale Road in Ogden, or down in the GZ in St. George. Now, I would tell you, order the deluxe breaded chicken sandwich, extra pickles. It's the best sandwich on the menu, although the cordon bleu is really good as well. But the deluxe, get the salt and pepper French fries. The best part about Super Chicks, as we tell you every single day on this show, those 2 shops are owned by brothers. A family business. They chop all their produce in-house fresh every single day. You get never frozen full chicken breasts every single time you order at Super Chicks, no matter the chicken you're ordering. My wife loves the chicken tenders. That's a full breast of chicken. They chop it up. The sauces are always free at Super Chicks as much as you want. The ranch, phenomenal. I will say I was converted to the honey mustard over the weekend up in Ogden on Riverdale Road. Mrs. Monty and I believe it was, I filled one of these up and I was just drinking honey mustard out of it. It's that good. Okay, that didn't happen. But the point is, go to Super Chicks, Riverdale Road in Ogden or down in St. George. Take a picture. You have to prove you're in one of those 2 stores. If you do that, you will be entered to win a pair of tickets to see BYU make history. Their first home game in the Big 12 against Cincinnati. Scott Satterfield and company coming to Provo September 29th. National TV, 8:15. We'll give you a pair of tickets to be in the building.
And by the way, points for creativity, right?
Absolutely.
Points for creativity. Like, have fun with it. Again, there's going to be a lot of people that do this. I can tell you right now. You're probably going to be competing with 500-600 people. So I would tell you, hey, be creative, man. I'm talking about like go into the store, order your food, and get creative. That's all I'm saying, man.
It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be amazing. Tanner Plummer says, Monty, if you were drinking honey mustard straight, you would need another colonoscopy.
Well,
I feel pretty good after that whole thing.
Hugh Janus.
You know. Field Crew Dirt Dr. Cheese. Okay. No Super Chicks in Cincy City, but the sandwich sounds yummy. Oh, it's amazing.
On to Cincinnati.
It's amazing. Steel Talon, the Super Chicks is next to the Starbucks. It is. Exactly right. Artie Cat says, I'm flying out right now. Let's go.
Let's go. Get it done.
Too much gravy for my biscuits, says 2 minutes. Okay. Renee Roca, I have a 3-month sub to Apple. My mom bought a new phone last week.
You're casual.
Doesn't count.
Do you see what I mean?
Doesn't
that's
count.
Precisely what I'm talking about, dude. Hey, my mom bought a phone, and that means I get Apple TV for free because my mom doesn't know anything about streaming. So, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and pick up that free 3 months. Right?
Yeah.
Like that's a problem for the Pac-12 in this deal.
Yep. Jeremy Sevier. Can it be Spanish Fork or AF branch of Super Chicks? Nope.
Nope.
Got to go up to Ogden on Riverdale Road or down to the Jeezy.
Dude, we're asking for...
It's history.
It's history, dude. It's not, respectfully, I'm not trying to razz you here, but it's those two locations. Those two locations are family-owned and operated. The rest of them are a huge chain. Go to those two locations. It's well worth your time.
Yeah, no corporate stores. We do small business on this show. And Severe, I know that can be a hike for you, but let's go, dude. Let's go. Trust me, we'll make it worth your while for sure. Eduardo Estefan. How's Gloria doing? Do you know who Gloria Estefan is?
No.
Oh, my God. Do you know who the Miami Sound Machine is?
No.
Oh, my God. You don't know who... Oh.
You're casual.
Hey, I'm willing to go sell subs for Pac-9 as long as Utah gets not into the Big 12. Well, I mean, knock yourself out. Yeah. Knock yourself out. I'm telling you. Tanner, account sharing is a problem for a lot of streaming services right now. Netflix has been cracking down on that type of stuff. But what Apple TV is doing is selling sports in its own package. So, and I could be wrong, but I believe you're going to have a member, you're going to have a subscription to Pac-12 Sports on Apple TV. You can have Apple TV, but you're going to have to buy a subscription to get Pac-12 Sports.
Yeah.
So
it's an additional cost. There's no doubt about it.
Absolutely it is. Absolutely. Tanner also says, growing up, I was taught that Ogden was the armpit of Utah. Well, thanks for your contribution. Always good to see you. Naperville. Jakey Two Holes has never felt the rhythm of the night. I can't believe you don't know who the Miami Sound Machine is.
I'm not like 80 years old here, dude. Come on.
Yeah, but you are a back to front guy.
Well,
you are a back to front guy. Let's see. Callahan says, yep, you're going to have Apple TV and a Pac-12 add-on.
That's what I mean. It's like $70, $80, isn't it? I mean, that's what the MLS deal is, right? I think $69.99 for the season.
It's absolutely crazy.
I mean, that's what you're, this is the issue. $70 for the entire season for what?
Yep. I don't know.
Because Utah fans not interested in Stanford.
Yep.
They're interested in Stanford 1 week out of the season.
That's right. By the way, if you're watching the show, there's 2,000 of you watching. Please hit the thumbs up. Hitting the like button really helps the channel grow. And if you are not a subscriber, please consider subscribing. We are trying to get to 25,000 in 15 minutes.
As fast as possible.
Well, now it's 13 minutes, but you know, you get what I'm saying. So yeah, if you are not a subscriber, please consider hitting the subscribe button. Definitely give us a thumbs up, hit the like button. We'd like to do 1,000 likes every show. Let's get to your comments because so many of you have commented today. Thank you, Aaron Wilson, who gives a gifted membership today. Thank you, Aaron. Yes, I see all of you asking about my voice. I feel a little, I feel much better today. It was
better yesterday. Today it's been a little groggy.
But I do feel better today.
Yeah.
I've been fighting a bug.
The energy's better today.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I did take a cocoa test last night. Negative. Undefeated against the cocoa.
The coronavirus.
Never had it, never will.
Everybody gets a test.
Period, point blank. All right, let's shout out our new members today. Andrew Streeter.
Let's go, baby.
Go, Andrew. Sean, who's clearly a Baylor fan. Good to see you. Brother Bigfoot. Brother. Welcome to the membership, Brother Bigfoot. Thank you very much. JC Cruz. Why wait? Let's see. Dabo Sweeney's 805 winning percentage says, I bet Kirk Schulz thinks it's awesome.
Probably.
But can you guys believe it? If you're just tuning in, let me play this Kirk Schulz bite because it is shocking. The news today is that the Pac-12 had a meeting this morning where George Kliavkoff presented a TV deal that's 100% Apple streaming, 50% cash payment a year, and the other half of the deal is cost per acquisition. CPA, where the Pac-12 will get a fee paid to them for every subscriber who picks up the Pac-12 sports package. So you're going to have to project how many subscriptions you're going to sell, which in early June, Kirk Schulz said was a no-no.
You can't throw a number up there, build a budget off it, and then find out later that you were $5 million off in that number because you took the best projections that were there and said, hey, let's just do it. And then when it doesn't come to pass, we put ourselves in a really tough spot. I can't overemphasize, we can't build a budget off of projections that have no basis in reality. And that's what got us here. And we just got to be careful not doing that moving forward.
Dude. Like, you can't make this up. Even if you tried, you could not script this.
How are you going to project how many subscriptions you're going to sell? Like, what is the metric? Because there isn't one that exists.
There's really not. I think this deal is a disaster for the Pac-12.
Yeah.
Honest to goodness. Aaron Gillespie for $10. There is absolutely zero chance Nike and Oregon are in for streaming only. Exposure is needed for Nike. Well, but I also think reach equals dollars. And we already know that MLS is struggling with reach on Apple TV. And you're only getting a 50% cash payment. Like, you can't do that deal. You can't do it.
Yeah.
There's just no way. Mark Record for $2. Not surprising the Pac struggles with layups. Dude, it's brutal. It is absolutely brutal. And I wouldn't even be complaining if it was Apple TV, but you were getting $32 million a year.
Then it's a must take, and you just deal with it.
You just deal with it. But you're not. You're not at all.
No.
And the all you need to know is that a vote was not called for in this meeting. No, they decided not. They talked about it. They decided not to vote. That's all you need to know about the quality of this deal. When your 9 members remaining said, no, we're not going to take a vote right now.
Yeah.
Dude, that tells you all you need to know.
Yeah.
Let's see. GOP 1386. Real original name. Assuming the Big Ten doesn't expand, any chance the Big 12 takes Arizona, ASU, Utah, Colorado, Oregon? I don't think so. No chance at all. I don't think this league wants to go past 16, nor would I.
Yeah.
I do think that they would go to 14. And if Arizona's not in, I don't think UConn's a fit. And I don't think the Big 12 is going to add UConn, in my opinion, based on what I've been told.
Yeah.
But they'll go to 14. They will not go to 18. It's just too much.
Yeah.
It's too much. Andrew Streeter for $5. Thanks for being a member, Andrew. This would be an add-on not included with Apple-based TV subscription like MLS. You can't count on this as guaranteed revenue. Rip the Pac.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's far from guaranteed. That's what I'm saying. Like, and I also think the concept of, because that's a great point, but the other concept is people have to go out of their way still to download Apple TV's app.
Yes.
Then they gotta figure out their Apple ID, which I know sounds stupid, right? Like, oh, it's your Apple ID, you should have it on lock. But think about how little you have to think about the password to Apple ID. You almost never have to think about that. So if you haven't had to log into your Apple ID in a year, you're going to forget that password. So now I got to download an app. I got to reset my password. I got to then log back in. I got to create my membership or whatever. I got to get that base membership. And then I got to choose to pay probably, $20 more a month on top of the base for Pac content, to which I say, it's just not a smart business play any way you look at it. Even if you're the biggest Pac-12 supporter in the group of presidents, you don't have an analytic or a line item that allows you to project, hey, how are we going to do with selling memberships? That is, the answer to that is, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. I don't know. What I do know is the single best provider of energy on this show is Bucked Up Energy at buckedup.com. Where's my buckshot?
We're out, dude. We're out.
We are out of buckshot, and they are sold out at my local Bucked Up store here in South Jordan. You guys, buckshot is where it's at. I also tell you every single day, Bucked Up Energy Miami, although I got to tell you, the flavor that I love now is this cherry candy. Oh, my God. If you have not had Bucked Up cherry candy, it is zero sugar. It is awesome energy. It gives you great mental clarity. I'm a huge fan of cherry flavored anything. That might be, it's better than the white gummy bear. And I can't believe I'm going to say it because you guys know that I covet the gold in a can, the bucked up Miami. I covet it. I love it. The cherry candy is a great flavor, dude.
Yep.
It is new. It is red hot. But you know what I love about Bucked Up? I say it every day. I weighed myself this morning. I've broken through my little plateau that I was dealing with. Lost another half pound. And I really attribute a lot of my weight loss success to Bucked Up because their protein is really good. The Buck Bar is spectacular. In the description below, go and get yourself a free sampler pack of the Bucked Up Buck Bar. It is phenomenal. I love the fact that the number one ingredient, the most plentiful ingredient in this bar is whey protein isolate. They sweeten it with things like dates. They're naturally low sugar sweeteners, so you get a lower glycemic impact. So you don't dump a bunch of sugar like you're eating a candy bar, but you get the candy bar taste. I love it.
Thanks.
That's what I appreciate about Bucked Up. All of their stuff just works, whether it's greens, collagen peptides. I cannot say enough about, I am in the sun a lot because I play a lot of golf, but I can tell you my skin is, and I feel a difference with collagen peptide on my skin. You guys go check it out, buckedup.com. Use the promo code Monty20 to get 20% off at checkout. Buckedup.com, the official energy provider of the Monty Show. If you go into a store, make sure you tell them you heard about it on the Monty Show. Let's see. Patrick, comment dump. Appreciate you guys. Patrick Bourne says, Sheer just tweeted, so many people are going to tune into this board meeting in less than an hour, and it's called to order right in the closed executive session. That's an irrelevant tweet. Why?
Yeah, why do we care?
Yeah, why do we care? Pack on Roku. Too much gravy for my biscuit.
Yeah.
Let's see. W. Scott Grayson, how many non-Pack fans buying the subscription in your opinion?
I don't think a lot.
And we've debated this openly on the show, Dub, and I think the interesting thing is we crushed an MLS writer in Minnesota who has an AP vote, an AP college football vote. Utah beats USC. And this AP writer puts them ahead of Utah, USC. Like routinely, clearly, Utah was a better team than USC last year. I mean, clearly. And clearly this guy doesn't watch the games. Like you look at his top 25, he's clearly just checking boxes. He's clearly like a box score guy. That's the guy who's he's never going to watch Pac-12 football. So you're never getting that guy. But you know what else you're not going to get? You're not going to get the broadcasters. You're not going to get the ESPN people. You're not going to get the policymakers and decision makers in college football. Because I can tell you, having been an employee at ESPN, I got ESPN Plus for free while I worked there. You're not going to pay for something you can get for free.
Yeah.
You're not going to pay for football when you can get Big 10 football for free, Big 12 football for free, SEC football for free. When you can get college game day final for free. When you get Sports Center with Scott Van Pelt on a Saturday night for free. You're not going to pay for Oregon State versus San Diego State in a game that has zero consequence for anybody.
Yeah.
You're not going to pay for that. So it's not that the non-Pac-12 fan's not going to buy it. It's the decision makers, the policy makers who aren't going to see it. It's the important AP voter who's not going to see it. That's why this deal is so damaging to the Pac-12 because the garden variety fan was never going to pay for it. The MLS is a great example of that. The fan that watched the 2 games a weekend like me, I haven't watched much MLS football at all because I'm not paying for it. I am not going to pay for it. I'll go to 3, matches in my local market. I'm not paying for it. And I'm a huge soccer fan. but I get Chelsea Football Club, my club, Chelsea, for free on TV. I subscribe to their app. I subscribe to their supporters club. Why would I pay for MLS Pass? Why would I do that? Now, with the Pac-12, if Utah and Oregon and Washington stay in the Pac-12 and this is their deal, I'll have no choice but to do it. I will do it begrudgingly. But if Arizona State, Utah, Oregon, and Washington are not in that conference, I'm not watching. You're the Sun Belt. You're the WAC. You're the AAC. I'm not watching. Frankly, you're the Mountain West Conference.
Yeah.
That I really don't watch on a regular basis because I have no need. So why would I pay for it?
Yeah.
So the biggest issue is, again, in a deal, and if you're just tuning into the show, we're talking about this Pac-12 deal with Apple TV that was provided or pitched to Pac-12 members today, where half the deal requires them to go out and sell Girl Scout cookies.
It's incredible.
And they get a cost per acquisition. So every new subscription the Pac-12 sells, they get a fee. It is unclear what that fee is, by the way. But I just don't see a bunch of Pac-12 schools selling this. Are you going to have a phone bank? Are you really going to go to... Think about your school's biggest donor. Are you really going to Phil Knight and saying, hey, Phil, what if Phil Knight bought 1,000 Apple Pac-12 subscriptions? Does that money go straight back to Oregon? My guess is it doesn't. So is Phil Knight going to spend money? And let's say it's $20 a month. Right? That's $240 a year. Is he going to spend $24,000 a year to give money back to a conference he begrudges? He's probably not.
Yeah, he's not signing up to carry the Pac-12 more.
No, he's not. I just can't see him doing that.
Yeah.
Ryan Thomas gives us $2 to say back of the envelope calculations, fellas.
Yeah, pretty much, dude.
Back of the envelope calculations.
Tom Osborne, PAC members can also make more through selling Mary Kay and inviting their friends to join MLM schemes. Yeah, hey guys, here's some Pac-12 logo toothpaste. Now, if you subscribe to the Pac-12 on Apple TV, we'll even throw in a toothbrush.
Pac-10.
And listen, you only have to brush the teeth you want to keep, okay? So, like, what is the third quarter presented by Amway? Like, is the third quarter presented by, like, it's ridiculous that we're having this conversation.
Yeah.
When this came over, it really pissed me off today.
Yeah, I mean, and I think as a football fan, just as a college football fan, like, set the conferences aside. As a college football fan, this deal should piss you off for a variety of different reasons. Number one, it's just disrespectful in nature. The idea that Apple values the Pac-12 as some people are reporting $15 million a year, let's call it 20 just to be generous. That's incredible just on its face, number one. Number two, the idea that we're talking about having to go out and sell more after all the selling George and his team's already been doing is incredible. I mean, again, Apple TV values you so little that they're forcing you, that their highest and best offer is, hey, yeah, we'll pay you a light base fee, but you're going to have to go out and make your own money, essentially. That is incredibly disrespectful, and I do think that if most of these schools take this deal, that would be a horrific look for the Pac-12. I don't know how... And I know they've got the radio wizard up north who's going to spin this into some fantastic win and everything's, amazing. But I'm here to tell you that it's a bad look. And if you're a recruit, I don't know why you would ever consider the Pac-12 if you're someone who can play in any other conference. Well,
what I thought was interesting today is the great radio wizard up in the Northwest spun it as a great meeting that was really positive. Like, you're the only one in the entire country reporting that. It's amazing to me.
Yeah.
Hey, go down with the ship. That's fine. Tony makes a really good point for $2. Tony Willashin says Pac can't butter the toast with this deal.
Nope.
They can't afford toast.
Nope.
Tom Dean probably makes the most obvious point. 31.7 is greater than 15 million plus unknown subscription
That's
bonus.
what I mean. This is not complicated. Why
At
are we
all.
being nice? Go take the money, dude.
Yeah, be greedy.
Like, it's incredible.
Country Roads gives us $10. This Apple deal's a joke. So even if you max out subscribers, the most you can make is 30 million, and you are still all streaming. I would not take 35 million guaranteed all streaming because you can't recruit on this deal either. That's the other thing.
Yeah.
Because little Jimmy is going to have to go to Corvallis, and then he's going to have to go door to door and get all the beavers to buy Apple TV subscriptions. Right? Like, imagine if you are, and it doesn't matter the phone you have. Like, you have an iPhone, you have an Android, whatever. Like, you're going to have to download the app, put your credit card on file, and then, why? When you can just flip on the TV and turn on Fox and watch Big 12 football. Turn on ESPN and ABC and watch Big 12 football.
SEC football.
I don't know why you would pay for this. I don't know. GOP 1386, is Monty a good golfer? I'm about a 10 and a half, 11 handicap.
Yeah, I would say solid.
Solid. Yeah. Tom Dean, max out bonus still 1.7 greater, Big 12 plus, no exposure. Dude, you can max it out, and it's not going to help you. David Leachman, coffee is for closers, no coffee for Washington State.
Yeah.
Like, what other conference would even have a conversation about this?
And that's what I'm saying. If you're Bobby Robbins, if you're Taylor Randall,
what are we talking about?
What are we even talking about? Like, that's what I said when it came out today. That was like, oh, they didn't vote on it, and the presidents, decided they needed to consider their situations. And then I have people on Twitter who report on this stuff, spinning it as, and I'm not just talking about Buddy up north. There were a variety of people saying that, they didn't vote because they need to consider their situations before making a decision. My ass, dude. You know your situation. You only had this meeting because time is ticking, time's running out. Like, you already know the situation, so don't tell me you got to go and reevaluate. You know what it is. You knew what this deal was probably going to be, and he just confirmed it for you. So let's not act surprised, right? Yeah. Go and get your money.
Mark Thorpe gives us $20 to say, guys, I want to become a member of your show, but there's no join button next to my subscribe button. What gives, or is this an iOS problem? Love your show all the way from Florida.
I know that iOS has trouble sometimes with membership. I know 100% you can do it on desktop. I have heard feedback before that iOS does have some problems.
Well, in the comments section, if you guys can help out Mark Thorpe, I've never tried to subscribe to my own show. I see the dollar button at the bottom. Yeah, I can't say that I see a join button.
Yeah, I think you have to, for Apple users, I believe you have to do it on desktop.
I don't know. In the comment section, help them out. All right, let's roll. Coach Cox. Don't stop it. Stop it. Can you spare just 99 cents a month to make one of these PAC members' lives tolerable? You are their difference. Think about what just 99 cents a month could do.
You ought to know you bought it.
For Toby, the place kicker at Washington State, it could mean brand new spikes for his worn-out Vans skater shoes. I don't know. I have nowhere else to go. But are we now doing Pac-12 like
Magugu commercials?
I don't know. Like, the commercials where the dog is like cowering under a box, or like, come on, Coach Cox, that's funny. R Webb, what's more disrespectful? This Apple deal was the best deal Georgie could even present. Well, yeah, and that ESPN, Fox, CBS, NBC, Ion, CW, and PBS said pound sand.
Yeah, dude.
Meat Rocket.
Dude, you're back.
My guy. What's up? Does the PAC also have to produce their own games? They do.
Another great point. So
They
wait,
do.
let me get this right. $15 million is the base. Let's be nice and say it's 20 because other people have reported 20.
Yeah.
Then you got to go out and sell it.
Oh.
And then let's assume that you knock it out of the park and you sell it and you are able to cross $30 million per school, which is never going to happen in my
No.
opinion. But let's just say you figured out some miracle to make that happen. You still have to absorb the cost of producing these games, which costs what, $1 million?
At least. And we asked somebody I reached out to a friend of mine at Fox who I think he was saying it's about, with equipment and technology, things like, because I don't know how many people realize this. You probably don't give a shit, but I don't know how many people realize this. Those first down lines, like the red zone markers they put on the field digitally, they overlay them. That stuff's about $450,000 per line to put on the field, because it is a ton of technology. So if you're doing first down lines, if you're doing field goal, they put a red line that you got to get to this point to attempt a field goal.
Field goal range.
Yeah, dude, it's expensive.
Sometimes they put the play clock on the field.
And I can tell you an NFL game is over $2 million per game to produce. So it's not cheap.
Yeah.
Boss Frog for $10 says Pac-12 president's really considering this Apple deal. Was there additional details that were included outside of the escalators? Will they pay for the Comcast mess or exit fees for incoming schools? They will not. There is no indication of that. And listen, I think the bottom line on the Comcast deal is you got to pay that freight.
Yep.
And I want to make sure people understand this, because this is an important deal on the Comcast thing. They're already withholding money, and they have been for the better part of 6 months. Comcast is not paying. So what happened is Comcast was overpaying the Pac-12 for subscribers to the Pac-12 networks. And the Pac-12 allegedly did an audit and was aware of the overpayment and chose not to tell Comcast.
I've been a rich man and I have been a poor man.
And we lie about it every time. And that number came to $70 million. So then they told Comcast, who said, okay, we're not going to pay you. And so they haven't been paying the rights fees to offset that cost. So you're going to have to pay the man. There's no other way around it.
Yeah.
You're going to have to pay the man. And the struggle, I think, for a lot of people is that when you're paying, you expect prompt delivery, which you never get unless you get calzones from Papa Murphy's Pizza.
At Papa Murphy's, we do more than just pizza. We do calzones.
Papa Murphy's does calzones?
Oh, I think you mean I do the calzones.
And how do you do it, Dad?
How do I do it? How do I do it?
Well, we do it with fresh ingredients and hand-shredded cheese tucked in a scratch-made dough.
That's how, honey.
At Papa Murphy's, we make great pizza.
You don't forget the calzones.
Order now at papamurphys.com.
Papa Murphy's Pizza, the official pizza of the Monty program.
Hey, Monty.
Make sure you use the promo code Monty25 to get 25% off your purchase of $25 or more at Papa Murphy's Pizza. Get the marinara meatball. Get the calzone. Pour the marinara meatball on top of the calzone. You guys, you're going to thank me because it is... I'm not going to make a joke. It's really good.
It is.
It's the way you eat it.
It's outstanding.
Trust me when I say Papa Murphy's Pizza, the official pizza of the Monty Show. Hour number 2 of the program, as always, brought to you by our good friends at TryDayTrading.com. TryDayTrading.com. You guys, did you make $1,000 at work today? And I was talking to a guy on DM last night, Freddie, and Freddie was telling me that he labors. He's a concrete finisher, which means that he's the guy who goes in, pours all the concrete, and then he's on his hands and knees a lot of times, smoothing it out, putting in the lines, putting in the patterns. And he was asking me, hey, is this legit? Because this is my last shot. And I said, there's no better shot for your last shot than TryDayTrading.com because it's proven. It's not a fly-by-night. They've been here for decades. TryDay Trading is a local company, family business, and they have made people millions and millions and millions of dollars all over the world. It doesn't matter where you're listening to this show. Right now, just flip over to your browser and go to trydaytrading.com. A $10 charitable donation gets you a 30-day trial membership for free. You get a tax write-off for your $10, goes to a charity. You get a free 30-day trial membership at Tri-Day Trading. It's that simple. And I say it every day, and I know some of you don't believe me, but it's as simple as I can say it. It doesn't matter today if the market is up or the market is down. It's a good day to be a day trader because day trading does not require a strong market. Day trading does not require a bad market. It just requires the stock market to open every single day. And as we all are aware, the stock market opens every single day. And every single day in this country, Tri-Day Trading graduates are making $1,000 or more. If I ask you again, did you make $1,000 at work today? Okay, wait, did you make $300 to $500 at work today? Because that's what part-time day traders make. They spend an hour in the morning programming their system. They go to work, and the Tri-Day Trading software and process and system makes them $300 to $500 every single day. Don't take my word for it. TryDayTrading.com. Live the life you have always dreamed of at TryDayTrading.com/Monty. All right, let's get you caught up on all the biggest news around the Pac-12 today, because I know that's what everybody's here to talk about. The Pac-12 has a deal pending approval from Pac-12 members with Apple TV. And it is a shocking deal. It is all streaming. And it was presented to the Pac-12 presidents and athletic directors this morning by George Kliavkoff in a meeting that was about an hour, a little bit longer. And they discussed, should we have a vote? And they decided not to have a vote, mainly because there were a significant number of members who wanted to mull this over, contemplate it, think about it, call Brett Yormark. That's what it feels like. And I'm not trying to be... I'm not trying to be, sarcastic about it, because I think this is truly a life and death situation. It is absolutely an existential crisis, a crisis of existence happening in the Pac-12. The deal, as we understand it, is with Apple TV, it's 100% streaming. There is a lump sum cash payment every single year. We are told that cash payment is $15 million a year per school per year. So every year they get $15 million. It's just short. It is just short of $150 million until they add a 10th member who would, if everybody stays together, in all likelihood be San Diego State. You add San Diego State, it's a $150 million deal every year for Apple TV to the Pac-12. On top of that, the Pac-12 has the ability to earn and spend that deal higher with something called a CPA, cost per acquisition. It's a fancy term that means we're going to pay you, Apple's going to pay the Pac-12 for every subscription sold by the Pac-12. And I think it's an absolute non-starter. I don't think it's viable. In speaking to sources around the conference this morning, there is frustration about it. The meeting was absolutely amicable. It was mostly positive. But the issue was, when it came to the presentation of the deal, it dramatically changed in tenor and tone. And now we sit and wait, because in 20 minutes in Arizona, the Arizona Board of Regents is going to convene a meeting where they will open the meeting and immediately go to executive session to discuss Arizona and Arizona State's potential move to the Big 12, the pros and cons of allowing Arizona to go on its own, or making it so that Arizona requests Arizona State tag along with them to the Big 12. It is a complex, difficult discussion, but Jake, I actually think Arizona can't go on their own. I think Arizona has to drag Arizona State with them.
Yeah, I think that first of all, it's what's in the best interest of both universities. When those two universities, ASU and Arizona, are working in lockstep and have a good relationship, I think that benefits both of them. And there's a lot of different ways. Probably another show, but the point is that when they're together and they're working together on things, it benefits both member institutions. But I think, do they have to drag them along? I do think that Bobby Robbins understands the concept of, hey, rising tide raises all ships, right? So if I'm going to take my institution to the Big 12 and I leave ASU for dead in the Pac-12, that's not going to be a good look for me, number one, as an administrator. But number two, it's not going to be as beneficial to my school. So if Bobby Robbins has already been in a place where he said to Brett Yormark, hey, we're coming, but if we're going to make the jump, you got to accept ASU. If I'm Brett Yormark, I'm fine with that. I really am fine with it. Yes, in my opinion, ASU has been a problem child, ridden with scandal, ridden with not winning, ridden with mediocrity. At the same time, though, maybe a change of scenery, maybe a fresh start, maybe new horizons change things, right? I don't know. But ultimately, I look at the state of Arizona in totality, and they should be moving together. That's just as simple as it is. But again, when I look at this deal, like if you look how that impacts the Arizona and ASU, dude, I can't make a strong case that either of those schools would have an easy time selling subscriptions. Yes, Arizona is a strong brand, but are there enough people that live in the state of Arizona who are fans of Arizona? Like, do you understand how many people have come from California, have changed the landscape? Like, you're talking about millions of people who live in that state who could give a damn about those two universities. They're SC fans. They're Oregon fan. Arizona is referred to as Chicago West. So that's why I'm saying, like, this subscription-based stuff, or crap, if you will, is not good enough. It's just not acceptable. And if Pac-12 schools, Arizona schools aside, if anybody in this conference says, yeah, you know what, that's good enough for me, that tells me all I need to know about you. That tells me that you don't value the health of your institution at a high enough level, because anybody that prioritizes that would never do this deal. Anybody that says, hey, we care about our student athletes, we want our school to do well, yeah, we do prioritize education first, but we understand that athletics, has to be in a good place. If that's your messaging, you would never even take a second whiff of this deal. You would go to the Big 12, you would take the money, and you would leave all these problems behind.
Well, and I think the other thing to consider is you hit the like button on this show, and please, if you're not subscribed, consider hitting the subscribe button as well. I think one of the other things you have to consider here is if you are any of these 9 remaining members of the conference, and I'll point specifically to Washington State because I think this is in particular pertinent to them. When you look at Washington State, how do you go about bailing yourself out of this financial hole that by any measure Washington State currently sits in? When you cannot accurately project how much money you are going to make off of your television rights deal, because you really don't know. You're right now at $25 million, but after a lot of losses and the lawsuits, whether it be Holiday Bowl, Nick Rolovich, all of these Comcast issues, by some accounts, they're making between $18 and $20 million a year. You're going to write that down to $15 million a year in a guarantee, and then you have to blow that back up by selling subscriptions on Apple TV. I don't know, truly, honestly, how do you justify that to your bosses? How do you justify that to your Board of Regents, to your department heads in academia, who already at Washington State, as we exclusively reported on the show, were threatening to essentially boycott teaching at Washington State until the athletic department budget and expenses were brought in line, because Kirk Schulz allegedly had been giving the athletic department a blank check for expenses. So the academia and the athletes are in absolute odds in Pullman at Washington State. And now you're going to go back and sell your leadership at Washington State on the idea that you're going to take a $10 million write-down on guaranteed money, but you'll earn that back because we're going to sell subscriptions on Apple TV.
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
That just doesn't seem like a very good way to be doing business. And when then you consider that Kirk Schulz just 2 months ago sat in front of a leadership committee and said, hey, we can't do budgets on projections anymore.
You can't throw a number up there, build a budget off it, and then find out later that you were $5 million off in that number because you took the best projections that were there and said, hey, let's just do it. And then when it doesn't come to pass, we put ourselves in a really tough spot. I can't overemphasize, we can't build a budget off of projections that have no basis in reality. And that's what got us here. And we just got to be careful not doing that moving forward.
I mean, you cannot script that. He said that in June.
2 months ago. 3
Here
months
we
ago.
are on August 1st, and now their athletic budgets are going to be forced to be based on projections.
And that's a guy who's awful
Man.
at his job when we talk about budgeting and running a program.
And he's the chairman of the Pac-12 Board of Directors. Let that sink in. He is the leader of the Pac-12 right now. I mean, you cannot make this up. And all the questions that have come to mind today, would any of the other P5s, the SEC, can you imagine the Big Ten, instead of making $100 million a year, they're making, well, hell, half would be 50. But let's say they're making $30 million a year, and then they get a spiff every time somebody subscribes. I can't even imagine it. I cannot imagine Alabama and Nick Saban going door to door selling candy bars to support the Little League team.
The dynasty is not over.
I mean, that's what this feels like to me, that this is little Jimmy. Hey, we've got a travel ball, summer coming up. Can you buy some candy bars to support us? Like, that's what this feels like.
Yeah, it's low cash.
Hey, we need new chin straps over here at Washington State. Can you get you and your friends at church to buy some Pac-12 memberships? Use promo code Kirk Schulz, and we'll be able to buy chin straps. I can't even imagine it.
Yeah.
I cannot even imagine.
There's no question through this process over the last year, the Pac-12's reputation is obviously taken huge damage. There's no question about that. But this, to me, even still would take you further down that path. I mean, I thought we were at rock bottom already.
No.
This clearly is not rock bottom. This decision can take you to rock bottom. But I also think, on a positive note, this decision for certain institutions could take you to a much more positive place, which is why I still maintain that the greater overreaching point here is, what are we even talking about? Dude, if you're any of these schools that have the invite from the Big 12, why are we still sitting in the Pac-12?
Yeah, I don't know. Big Reed gives us $10 to say, are we sure this package is above and beyond normal Apple TV subscription, a la the MLB package? If so, no casuals can watch any of your games. No, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah, that's what it is, yeah. Yes.
That'd be the only way. I mean, and again, this goes back to Amazon versus Apple, and everybody who lost their shit on me when I said Amazon's the perfect place. Because when you subscribe to Amazon Prime Video, what do you get? Well,
everything.
You get everything. There's a little box when the NFL's playing and you turn on Amazon Prime Video. There's a little box that says Thursday Night Football, now live. There'd be a little box that says Pac-12 Football, now live. Click on it. You could put that on every phone and TV. And anybody who has Amazon Prime gets that video.
Yeah.
Wild. And they chose not to do it. San Diego State Aztec. Glenn, how are you, bud? I'm an Aztec fan, and as you well know, but this is very easy for me to say, God help the Cincinnati Bearcats in that game. They're going to get rolled. Well, there you go. Glenn is talking about our week 1 competition to go and see history. BYU versus Cincinnati, September 29th at LaVell Edwards Stadium in Provo, Utah. We're giving you a pair of tickets. All you have to do, and really, we understand this is really a Utah contest. Totally get it. Next week, it's going to be a Texas-centric contest. Trust me when I say that. But all you have to do is go to Super Chicks in Ogden on Riverdale Road or down in St. George and just show us you're there. Shoot us a picture of your receipt. Like Jake said, creativity.
Yeah.
Oh, that always helps.
Yeah, I mean, creativity, having fun with it. Like, I don't just want to see a picture of a pickle. I don't want to see a picture of your pickle.
Whoa, Brett Favre, take it easy.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, I don't need to see that. But what I need to see is a silver tray full of a bunch of food that looks bomb. And if you spell the Monty Show with ranch.
Or your French fries.
Or if maybe you found a way to bring a sticky note with you that said the Monty Show.
Or if you just dip your chicken breast in their custard milkshakes, which are phenomenal.
Phenomenal, bro.
I mean,
if you don't know the difference between ice cream and custard, look it up. It is a big difference, and it is bomb.
Super Chicks, Riverdale Road in Ogden, St. George, Utah. Go in, hook it up, and on Friday at 3:30, anybody who has sent us a picture on social, so Twitter or Instagram, The Monty Show, MONTY, The Monty Show, pretty straightforward. By the way, if you were in our member group and you put a picture in the member group of you at Super Chicks, we may throw in a little extra prize for you as well, because all of our members always get taken care of first. Our members knew about this afternoon.
Yeah, they've already had a head start. And I'm talking about the $9.99 level.
Where you get exclusive access to our Instagram members-only chat group, which is phenomenal, by the way. Hit the join button. Join at the higher tier for $9.99. And we'll always throw in an extra prize. Maybe we'll get you a Cougar tail. Maybe we'll get you some BYU swag or some Cincinnati swag if you're a Cincy fan. We'll do something for you.
We're on to Cincinnati.
Hit me on Twitter or Instagram, The Monty Show. MONTY, The Monty Show. Tag me in a picture of you at Super Chicks, and you're entered to win a pair of tickets to see BYU make history as they begin Big 12 football play September 29th, 8:15 on national television against Cincinnati in Provo, Utah. All you got to do is go to Super Chicks. Pretty simple. Pretty simple.
I'm getting a DM from a certain individual who's upset we didn't read his paid comment. His name is Curtis. He says it was about 30 minutes ago. Don't know if we missed that or not.
Dude, do you know how many comments
we get
have
so
today?
many, I know.
We have over 200 paid comments today. Curtis, I'll look for it, Curtis. This one, Curtis. How about this one? $5. People won't remember their Apple ID password to purchase a Pac-9 sub. Apple support about to get a lot of support calls for password resets.
Yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah,
Yep.
I believe we actually read that one already
Okay.
because you talked about it.
Yeah.
We get you got. If I could, we have hundreds of paid comments today, and they just scroll in front of me. So I try to read them all in order. I apologize if I took too long getting to your comment.
Curtis is pissed.
I apologize, Curtis. I am sorry that happened. Shooter, Texas, for $5. Apple Pack equals Apple MLS Pack to produce content, so that $20 million is even less because of costs. Pack is over. Also, Arizona has no leverage to make demands. Au contraire,
I don't know what you mean by that, bro.
I think that Brett Yormark is all in on Arizona. All in on Arizona. I have very little doubt about that.
Yeah.
I think he will do what he has to do. How many bars stream games? Not many on Apple TV. Al Bats for $5. I think that's a phenomenal point. Phenomenal. JC Cruz gives us $2. I think that's a phenomenal point. AJM gives us $2 to say USC is laughing their asses off all the way to the bank. A good friend of mine that's a USC alum. A good friend of mine that's a USC alum texted me about this today and was like, it's embarrassing. And it is. It is. Miss Reed for $10. Is subscriptions sold for each year? So after year one, there's no upside. No upside whatsoever.
Nope.
It's every year you have to resubscribe. Every year. Is it only for new subscriptions, which would go down substantially after year one? Yeah, that's an interesting question. I don't know the answer to that.
Yeah, it's not a re-roll every month, right? You're not getting, once that first year's up, everyone's got to re-up.
No, it's a yearly subscription.
Yeah.
It is a yearly subscription.
Yeah.
So you have to resubscribe every year.
Yeah.
And this is a non-starter. You can't do it.
Yeah, I just don't know how you
cannot do
find
it.
a way to do this. It just doesn't make sense.
Jesse Donovan, don't worry about all that. Just come to the Big 12. That's what I'm saying,
dude. Like, just make the easy choice.
Gary Wolf, ASU, and U of U totally nuts if they don't jump ship.
Yeah.
Don't disagree. Joseph Melendez for $5. Maybe it wasn't the best omen that the media deal was revealed on April Fool's Day. I favor the Big 12, but I still don't want to see the Pac collapse. Wow. I mean, this is all self-inflicted. It shouldn't have collapsed. Should not have collapsed. Should never have happened. Joseph Luceres says, the Mountain West will have better exposure on linear TV than the Pac-9 on Apple Plus. How can any of the Pac-9 institutions take this deal? You can't.
Seriously.
I don't know. The answer is I don't know. I don't know. Mark Achueri says you can stream Apple TV on Androids. Yes, you can. So you have to remove that segment of subscribers immediately or spend more to convince them. You can. It's an app, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think you can.
You download an app
I'll verify.
onto your Android phone. That's how you get it on an Android device. Pretty sure. But could be wrong. Sean Huck.
No. It does not work for Android. There is not an Apple TV app for Android phones.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Where are you reading that?
There's multiple websites. IMBD is the first one that comes up about it.
Wow.
Yeah. April 2nd, 2023.
So Apple TV does not work on Androids.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Yeah, I don't get it, dude. I don't understand this at all.
It's they say here, unfortunately, there's no Apple TV app for Androids. They can access the service via web browser. To do that, users need to open the Apple TV website on their browser in Chrome.
Wow, that's frustrating.
But you got to understand, that's a huge pain in the ass. I like, even for me, I don't know that I would. Dude, I don't do that now. I mean, if you don't have an app that I can just go and open it up,
I'm not doing it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think most people would do that. I mean, that's the genius in YouTube TV. That's the genius in Amazon Prime Video. I can just open it and it's right there. Like, again, the point you always make during the NFL season. You know, the show gets over, want to flip it on, I know right where I got to go. Open Prime Video, it's right on the home screen.
Bottom line, hit the like button on the program. Let's see, we've had over 10,000 views today, and we're only at 546 likes. Let's get to 1,000 likes in 30 minutes. Let's go. How about it? Let's go. We only need 454 likes. There's 2,046 people watching the show. If you haven't hit like yet, please do so. It really helps the channel grow. Sean gives us a bunch of viewership numbers to say the Pac viewers increase in the Big 12. I think they do. The best of the best will. It's crazy. Our web, $5. What's more disrespectful is the Apple deal was the best deal Georgie could present. Yes, I agree with that. Totally agree with that. How about a new member announcement? Worked, W-E-R-K-T. Let's go.
Let's go.
Became a
Appreciate
member of the
you.
show on YouTube. Thank you very much for that. Rick Jr. for $5. The Pac couldn't hit projections for the Pac-12 network, and that was with USC and UCLA and Colorado in the fold.
And I think it's really a crucial point. Remember what that deal was. It's the same thing that they're looking at now, right? Hey, base salary, and we will get a spiff every time someone signs up for like DirecTV or not DirecTV, Dish Network,
Yep.
Or the app or whatever. Like, we would get a spiff. And so that's why I say, like, this conference was already a conservative, risk-averse, not on the edge of things conference. And now you're asking them to do a deal that's all streaming and they got to sell it?
It's just wild to me. You know, it is. I mean, you have to have a deal. You have to have a deal. But that this is the best deal you could get in over a 12-month period, like 13 months.
Dude.
That this is the best deal you could get, where you have to work to sell. It's
crazy. It is wild.
And the hardest part is I just don't see how you can survive on this deal if you're in the Pac-12. I don't see how you can survive on it.
The issue is you cannot, anybody in their right mind can't say, yep, that deal right there puts us in a good position. You can't say that. And even if you're Kirk Schulz, you can't say that.
No, you can't. Christopher Murphy gives us $5. Thank you. Chris P. says, Pac definitely eats flats. What did this guy have for lunch today?
So good, dude.
He had leftover flats.
Yeah, dude, so good.
Because I'm a man. I alone by myself smoked wings on the Traeger this weekend. I only ate the drums. Dude over here is like, hey, bro. Hey, bro, I got to go right back to front. Can you say me all the flats?
Dude, in the chat, are we team flat or team
Don't
drum?
Stop.
Team
Why?
flat or team drum?
Why do you do this?
So just a
Why do you
sidebar
do
while
this?
we keep reading comments.
Why do you do this?
Because I want to see what people are saying, dude.
Mark Thorpe, our newest member. You
Okay,
figured
see,
it
you're
out. Way
dropping
to
it on
go.
me now.
Oh, yeah. Too focused on flats.
Yeah, I got to pull it out here.
Yeah. Matthew Brenning, rip Pac-12 referees, worst refs ever.
Yeah.
Dale Donuts for $2. Monty, will you peddle Apple subs for Pac? Nope.
Nope.
Nope. I'm peddling Monty subs for Monty.
If you ain't first, you're last.
Hero 75 says, so with this deal out, leaves only 2 questions. Who gets to pick out the dirge song for the Pac-12's funeral? And who's giving the eulogy? Oh, my God. Seriously. Who's giving the eulogy? Yeah, it's brutal. It's brutal. See, thank you, David Klotz. He says drums.
Bro.
Tom Dean, the drum is the part of the wing that literally resembles a little drumstick, while the flat is a part that is long and flat.
Do people really not know what drums and flats are?
And it resembles a chicken penis, and Jake loves it.
Chicken penis.
Louis Capazzo, team flats with hot ranch.
Boom. Boom.
Louis.
Ain't no reset.
Curtis Peters. Brine the drums before hitting the grill. Yes.
Yes.
Cougar Treks. Jake is a better man than Nick Saban.
That's right. You're damn right I am, dude. You are damn right.
Nick Saban is a better man than you are.
Dabo's winning percentage. Thighs or breasts? Come on, bro. Both.
Yeah, dude. Come on.
Jerem. Team flats. No question.
Thank you.
Matt Hart. Both. Jesse. Flats. Really? Carrie Lee, flats.
Look at Team Flats representing out here, bro. Come on.
That guy, too, says drums. Samuel, Critchfield, flats, baby. Let's go. Stop it, you guys. Stop it. Stop it.
Let's go.
Kaufman, I would hit the like button, but then I didn't like the video. Well. By the way, 4:32 Mountain Time, 3:32 Pacific.
It has begun.
The meeting in Arizona has begun. I wonder, it's 2 minutes in. Have they adjourned the executive session yet?
You gotta get stroked.
That's a Brooks Koepka drop, and I love it. Worked for $5. Pac-12 saying, quote, BYU doesn't share our values took on a whole new meaning today. Yes, it did.
Damn.
Jeremy Callahan. Flats
My
are great.
guy.
Mick A. Flats and drums and blue cheese.
Yeah, I know what time it is.
Okay, you lost me at the blue cheese portion.
Mr. Monkey. Today, convening for review of assignments. Maybe no realignment talk. Yeah, well, you know. It is what it is. Alex Larson, Team Flats.
Boom.
Christian says, and it's over. The meeting's over already? Is that true?
You're not being serious.
Kent Hone. Oh, Kent.
Bro, are we being serious that it's over already?
Well, they were just going to open the meeting and then go to executive session. There's nothing they're doing in public. Both are good, but I prefer. All right, let's move on. Mike Phillips. Team Flats, no weird cartilage. You guys. Greg Romano says the Pac-12 eulogy from Tony Altimore. Wow. Amazing. Let's see. Cyclone Steve for $2. If U of U, UW, UO are thinking about it, why take ASU? I don't know that they're thinking. I think you said you didn't want to take a vote today because you wanted to talk to the Big 12.
Yep.
It had to be. That's the only thing that makes sense.
Yeah.
Christian Thorpe for $5. NASA Space Agency just landed a media deal. Looking at you, Pac. Seriously. Come on, man. Gone to Texas. Can't believe they didn't vote at the end of the meeting. I would have voted to fire George.
It's incredible, isn't it?
It is. Suck it up, Buttercup. What's up, dude? Good to see you. $10. Thank you. CU is Big 12. If the Utes don't take the offer, who's the geniuses then? CU will be LOL at Utah.
Well, and that's kind of my point with what Dan
Probably
Lanning
are.
said the other day. Like, and what we've heard some of the sentiment about Colorado. Like, nobody said that Colorado was a world beater on the football field.
No.
Right? And that's never been the point. The point is that Colorado's going the right direction. They're definitely a program that on paper is trending up and to the right. And that
Yes.
ultimately is all that matters. They're a value add for the Big 12, and certainly they're a value loss for the Pac-12.
Yep, I absolutely agree. Big shout out to Mike Rayner, who gave 10 memberships
Let's
away.
go.
Let's go, Mike. By the way, we're at 680 likes.
Good progress.
There are 1,859 people watching. If you have not, please hit the like button. Cougar Tracks, have they picked a day for the funeral yet?
No,
Well,
no.
I'll take it off of work, you know. OG Gary, 31.7 versus 15. It's a no-brainer. No way you take more than a 50% haircut because you're bricked up and stroking guys for Stanford.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude.
Honestly, I'd start stroking guys.
Stay hard.
You got to get stroked.
OG Gary coming through.
so bricked up right now.
Dabo's winning percentage. Stanford's annual endowment is $38.3 billion. They could snap their fingers and get $15 million. This is so beneath them. You ain't
Apparently
wrong.
it's not, dude.
You ain't
Apparently
wrong.
it's not.
He's not wrong. He's not wrong. It's fair. What's up, dude? For $2. Has Fox approved full share for 15th and 16th members? So there's a lot of misconceptions about this. Fox has said they will go to 14, but they will pay for 15 and 16. There's a belief that, and by the way, ESPN is contracted to 16, Fox contracted to 14, but there's a belief that certain schools will only get $20 million. I am told that's absolutely not the truth. That Fox and ESPN have both agreed to go to 16 and that they will pay for P5s. And some believe there's a list. I'm not ready to go that far. But there's no question if it's Arizona, Arizona State, and Utah, Fox and ESPN are paying for that. Because why wouldn't you? That's better for your TV product. Why would you say no to that?
Yeah.
You never would. Great question. It's fair. Gary Wolf for $2. GK should be tossed out a 12th floor window. We don't advocate violence here. But my guess is if you said that was going to be on pay-per-view, you might sell. No, not going to.
Ain't ducking, no smoke.
Dibs for $5. Apple is $15 million for 4 or 5 games. ESPN offered $9 million for 2. Seems like Apple doesn't put much value on those 3 extra games per week. I think this is brilliant business by Apple. And it's something people don't want to talk about. Why would you pay more? Why, if you're Apple, when you know you're the only one, why would you pay more? Go, okay. Not enough? All right, well, go find it somewhere else.
You know.
Go find it somewhere else. We'll match any deal you guys get. Well, there's nowhere else.
Yeah. Where are they going to go?
And they're not getting more money from ESPN. And I listen, I think we've been pretty rock solid on our reporting for this.
You got backed into a corner. Let's be real. Your arrogance tossed you down a road that you had no business going down, and you don't have a leg to stand on in negotiation. You never really did. And that's the issue.
Yeah. You know, Alex Larson, the weak are meat and the strong shall eat.
Facts.
Did we ever figure, what did EMAW mean? It's a school thing. Can't remember.
EMAW?
Yeah, EMAW. Expedition Greg, this is truly a sad day for a once proud conference. This didn't have to come down to this. No, this is all self-inflicted, man. Like there is no doubt about that. This is a hundo piece self-inflicted.
Yeah.
It's mismanagement. It's malfeasance. But again, remember what we're talking about here on the Monty Show, presented by The Advocates, theadvocates.com, the best injury attorneys in the business. They have a great motorcycle ride coming up. It is Saturday, August 26th at 8 a.m., the AmFam Monte Cristo Motorcycle Poker Ride, where you can win a new Kawasaki FX50. It's a really cool event. You go on a beautiful ride on your motorcycle with a bunch of dudes. And every time you stop to view a scenic viewpoint, they give you a poker card. Whoever has the best hand at the end of the ride wins the Kawasaki FX50 from Young Power Sports. Check them out online. There's their website, utahadvocates.com/poker-ride. UtahAdvocates.com/poker-ride for the second annual AmFam Monte Cristo motorcycle poker ride from our friends at theadvocates.com. If you are just tuning into the show today, we're talking about this proposed Apple deal that has a significant sales incentive attached to it, and I believe the number is $15 million, but I know there are wide varying wild reports out there about what the number may actually be. If it's $15 million, that's a $10 million a year guaranteed write-down. But you also have the opportunity, if you're the Pac-12, to get a fee for every Apple Sports subscription you sell for Pac-12 sports. So essentially, it's called a CPA, cost per acquisition. So when somebody subscribes to Pac-12 sports on Apple TV, you'll get, there are some people who say it's $100. I don't know what that number is yet. But every time somebody subscribes, you get $100. Apple cuts the Pac-12 a check every month for new subscribers. That money is divided equally amongst Pac-12 members. And the question is, can you get to $32 million? Can you make $17.7 million a year selling Apple Pac-12 subscriptions? And I say there's not a chance in hell that you're going to sell that many subscriptions for that amount of money. It's simply asking too much from your membership. I think there is a burnout factor. I think the hardest part is all of your players and their family and their friends, they all get subscriptions because you know your players are going to share their links. Your sponsors at Utah or at Oregon, Nike, Phil Knight's getting a free Pac-12 subscription. That's just the way the world works.
Yeah.
You're losing a built-in subscription base because they're all going to be free. And those don't count. And T-Mobile doesn't count. And promotional subscriptions through car dealerships don't count. It is the same issue MLS is dealing with Apple, with the only exception being Lionel Messi plays soccer, not college football. And there is no Lionel Messi coming to the Pac-12 because the Pac-12 won't be able to recruit off this deal. The Pac-12 won't be able to grow their reach off this deal. They won't be able to monetize this deal. And they won't be able to grow as a conference off this deal. It is absolutely leeching you to death because you won't have the finances to compete. And Jake, I think that is the single biggest question. If the Pac-12 takes this deal, how long can they survive?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's hard to say how long they could survive. I mean, I'm not confident that, you know, schools would survive much past a year or two. I mean, I legitimately believe that because of all the loss you have through all the free subscriptions that you would get with people who are affiliated with every football program or every school. I mean, literally, if you're a student, if you're an administrator, an athlete, any kind of connection to the school, you're getting an Apple subscription. By the way, if you are in the NCAA, you're telling me you're not getting an Apple subscription for free? Like, that's like every single person who has any type of tie to the conference is going to get it for free. So for me, I look at that and I say, okay, that's a lot of lost opportunity to sell and make your money back. And so truly this deal puts you in a position where you have to go out and you got to get that person who is truly a fan, has no connection to your product other than they like to watch it. And if you can do that, then you got to count on them renewing every single year over the course of 5 years. To which I say that is very risky business. If there was ever a time when you could say, hey, how are we going to project budget off of this? This would be the time. Because you have no way to know, A, how many people you're going to be able to close. B, of those people, how many are going to continue throughout the duration of the deal. And then C, will the price of the Pac-12 package continue to stay at the starting price, or will they have to chop it down to get people to subscribe? Because I think the other thing, if you're Apple, the reason they're not going to pay you more is because they know that this is not a high profit proposition for them. That this is simply, hey, we're going to try and push the brand overall forward by getting a football entity, an American football entity, on our platform. That's the value for Apple. This is not a make a ton of money type deal for Apple. This is not like, hey, we're going to just explode the profit margin.
Certainly not.
So for Apple, the value is just, hey, we're adding football. And I do agree. That is valuable. It was valuable for Amazon. Clearly, when you look at what ESPN has done with adding the SEC, there's value in football. There's just not value in Pac-12 football. And that's what you can't get away from at the end of the day. You're in this position because of your arrogance and pride and because you're not relevant on the football field right now in the big picture. And that's, I think, tough to deal with.
I think that's very tough to deal with. And we've really tried to we want to read as many comments as possible today because you guys, this last couple of weeks, you have really supported the show. We appreciate that. Please hit the like button. Let's see where we're at. We are well over 10,000 views today. And we always try to get to 1,000 likes. We're at 745 likes. So all we got to do, we're much like the Pac-12 here. All we have to do is get 255 likes, and we have hit the promised land.
I want it.
255 likes, 2,089 people watching the showgram. If you have not hit the like button, please do that now. Any word on the Big Ten making any moves yet? It's funny you bring that up because I think they know they are in the driver's seat, and I think they want a very select group of schools, and I think they are. I don't think it's a guarantee at all that the Big Ten expands, and we've had this conversation with 1,000 different sources that we know, and nobody's like, "Oh yeah, they're doing it, they're doing it, they're doing it." I don't see that at all. The other thing I don't buy into is that all of a sudden the ACC is breaking up.
Yeah.
And we keep hearing about, Clemson and FSU going to the Big Ten. How are you proposing that happen?
Yeah, you're not breaking that grant of rights, dude. You're not getting out of that thing. It's ironclad. Good luck.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know. Or are they still sitting out waiting for another school to move before they move? I think that's very possible. Because the Big Ten knows they don't have to move. They're in perfect harmony right now. They don't have to move.
Everything's good.
Yeah. Zigaret Dane for $5. What is life going to look like for Cleothcock after he destroys the Conference of Champions? I guarantee you he will get paid. He will get his money and his golden parachute, and I'm going to guess he'll be fine. The Steel Talon for $5. Can I start selling Apple subscriptions in front of Rice-Eccles Stadium with my service dog? Dude, I don't see a way this deal gets done. I don't think we ever get there.
Service dog.
Hey, man, service dogs are a critical part of life. Do you guys really think this deal gets done?
No.
I don't see any way this deal gets done.
And if it gets done, we're having an entirely different conversation about about redefining pride in this conference. Because if you do this deal, the absolute the embarrassment, the lack of pride you would take in your school at that point is incredible.
The value statement you are making by taking the smallest deal in the history of P5 sports.
Yeah.
Nobody will ever take you seriously. You will never recruit. You will never expand. And how long is this deal anyway? If this is 5 years, you're screwed.
Yeah.
You are absolutely screwed. You're not getting all 9 of these teams to sign a grant of rights on this. You're not. I'm telling you right now, you're not. And by the way, the meeting in Arizona is supposedly over already. What does that tell you? It was procedural. It was procedural. They met, they checked a box, they ended the meeting. That's it. I'm telling you, Arizona's gone. I've heard it all day. I've heard it for 3 straight days.
Mm-hmm.
Arizona, I got to believe Arizona's gone. Yeah. I think it is. And I can't believe it gets to the weekend before that happens. Because you can't take this deal. You can't do it. There's just no way to survive. Troy Hester for $10. That big old truck stop 16 coming to the big old widescreen TV near you without that Apple Plus subscription.
I'm for real.
He's got that hat and the cattle, man.
Yeah.
Dibs, Emaw is the cry for K-State. Wildcats. Okay. That's interesting. K-State or an ABQ. Pac could have invited Big 12 schools. Fortunate they didn't, because K-State would have been like Oregon State and Washington State, now left out. Can you believe that the Pac-12 didn't expand?
Yeah.
Didn't expand. It's one of the shocking moments in the history of college athletics.
Huge mistake.
Absolutely. Oh, my God. Huge mistake.
Yeah.
Huge mistake.
Potentially the dagger that ended your existence.
No doubt about it. And I wonder what you guys think. I mean, I look at, when you look at situations, like look at what's going on at Georgia.
Yeah.
Look at the 14th guy getting a speeding ticket since the tragic, now alcohol allegedly related speed racing death on January 15th. Since January 15th, they've had 14 speeding and traffic violations in the Georgia football program. Would that cost them Apple TV subscriptions?
Potentially.
Would it be a punitive thing where you're like, well, until you guys get this cleaned up, I'm not subscribing? Right? Like, that's the thing that stands out to me. It's, what if you don't like the coach that your team hired? I'm not subscribing this year. Man, they had a really bad recruiting class. Better not spend that money on Apple TV.
That's what I mean. You have a guarantee sitting here. How are you not going to take it?
Yeah, can't do it. Cannot do it. Tom Dean gives us $2 to say the PAC equals paid per acquisition. See, a P-A.
Right.
A-C.
Right.
Pay, you know. It's not bad. James L. Wait, G5 wants to travel to PAC for a half share. I don't know what G5 wants to.
That's what I mean. Like, that's my issue with San Diego State, dude. Why did you want to join this conference, man?
And by the way, how are you going to schedule when all your home games are on Apple TV?
Good luck.
Who wants to do that?
Good luck.
And even if you do schedule well, does the game matter if it didn't happen?
No.
I don't think it matters if it didn't happen. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, man.
It's the truth, dude.
We
If
could beat
nobody's
this
watching,
thing into the ground,
listen
I guess.
to me. If the College Football Playoff Committee, and they will watch, but if they're not willing to pay for something, and they will get it for free, so they'll watch. But imagine in a world where they'd have to pay to watch a product that their job is to rank, that affects how much money you're getting when you're at a $15 million deal, bro. I mean, that's literally what we're talking about with this, dude.
Come on. Come on.
Like, that's why I say to what you said. You said it better than I did. It speaks volumes about what you think your conference is worth if you agree to this deal. It is unacceptable to agree to this deal.
Yeah, I agree. All right. We are over 13,000 views today. We only have 836 likes. 2,100 of you are watching. If you have not hit the like button, let's get to 1,000 right now. It's 164. That's all we need is 164 people right now. Hit the like button. Let's end that. And if you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing. We're trying to get to 21,000. I don't know. Are we going to do the Amazon gift card today? It's only 153 subscribers to get to 21,000.
Come on.
153 people hit the subscribe button, and let's get this done. And if we get to 21,000, in the next 7 minutes, we'll give away a $100 Amazon gift card.
Get it done right now. There's
7
minutes
watching. 6 minutes left to go here. If we get to 21,000, which again, I want to make sure everybody understands now, it is only 146 subscribers to go.
It's really not a lot, dude.
With 2,100 people watching, we should be able to knock that down. We should be able to knock that down.
Let's go.
We're at 915 likes. So we need 85 likes and 135 subscribers.
Let's go, baby. Get her done.
76 likes, 135 subscribers we'll give away a $100 Amazon gift card.
Yeah. And
so
we
let's
already
go.
gave one away the other day.
We did. We gave away, when we got to 20,000, we gave away a $100 Amazon gift card.
We got it done.
So we appreciate you guys. 120 subscribers to go. So let's go. If you're not subscribed, please consider hitting the like button. Nate Simons gives us an update on the Arizona meeting for $5. Opened the meeting, voted to go into closed session, and ended the live stream. So this meeting today of the Arizona Board of Regents is a special session, and it is very procedural. I was told today, and if you follow me on Twitter, you know this, I was told today that it is up to Bobby Robbins, that they are going to schedule, you're going to see what's going to happen. This meeting's going to end. And then I would guess later tonight or tomorrow, another special session will pop up later in the week. If that happens, Arizona's going to the Big 12. That will be a public session where a vote will be held.
Yeah. Just like
if
Colorado,
that happens,
bro.
yeah, if that happens, Arizona's going to the Big 12.
Yep.
But this right here is simply procedural. What Nate described right there, simply procedural. Let's see. K-Stater and ABQ. To clarify, every man a Wildcat is what EMAW stands for.
Every man a
Wildcat.
Wildcat apparently is untrue right now if they decide to take this deal.
That's right. By the way, we're really getting close. We are at 895. We need 105 subscribers. You guys, let's go. 3 minutes. There's 2,071 people watching this show. We need 105 subscribers and 32 likes. We'll give away a $100 Amazon gift card.
We'll do it.
We'll give away a $100 Amazon gift card if in the next 3 minutes we get to 21,000 subscribers and 1,000 likes. Yes! Down to 3 minutes.
Let's go.
And we are at 20,896. We need 104 subscribers.
Come on, man. Hit the button.
There's 2,000 of you watching. Let's go. Let's roll with your comments because we've gotten this. Today is one of the biggest comment days we've ever seen. Boss Frog for $10. If the responsibility is placed on the school student athlete to start marketing Apple subscriptions, does this mean we're going to see 1099s and W-2s going to be issued by Apple? Co-employment issue. But how else do you sell them? Who sells them better?
Dude,
who sells them better than the student athlete?
If the athlete is asked as part of media day or like, you know, like where they take pictures of jerseys and all that stuff that every team does, as part of that media day, I mean, as part of that, if they are asked to say, hey, EMAW, go ahead and buy Apple subscriptions. This is me. They should get paid for that. They should.
Oh, my God. That is so funny. By the way, you have 2 minutes. We need 90 subscribers. 90 subscribers. That's all we need right there. Gop says, you guys need to give away a round of golf with Monty.
We'll do it.
The invitation's open.
Yeah,
our official club is Canyons Golf up in Park City. We golf there every Saturday and Sunday morning. Anybody who wants to golf with us, please reach out. We're happy to do it. We're absolutely happy to do it. 1 minute to go. We need 85 subscribers to give away a $100 Amazon gift card.
Man.
That's all we got to do because we're over 1,000 likes now.
Let's go. Get it done. Hell yeah.
Let's go. Nice job.
Nice job, bro.
Appreciate you guys doing that.
Come on.
918.
Come on.
918.
Come on, dude.
82 subs to go with 60 seconds left. Nah, we're not going to make it. It's fine.
Well,
you know,
we tried.
We'll give the $100 to the Pac-12.
Too
That's
bad.
Fine. Jimmy
Too
Otson.
fucking bad, man.
It is too bad. Jimmy Otson, next best move Pac-12 can make, fire George Kliavkoff.
Yeah, but they won't do that apparently.
Mark Harlan, the athletic director at Utah, should be the commissioner of the Pac-12.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
Tad Schroeder for $2. Can you get over the Pac-12 offer? Go over the Pac-12 offer again, please. Yes, happy to do it. On the Monty Show, where the time is about to expire, and we are 78 subscribers away from a $100 Amazon gift card. You guys, 78 subscribers away. I want to give you $100. That's incredible.
I want it.
Here's the offer as we know it. And what our sources have told us is that the Pac-12 has an offer on the table from Apple TV. We are told that that offer consists of a fully guaranteed cash payment annually from Apple TV to the Pac-12. We are told that payment's $135 million. We are also told that the Pac-12 can earn substantially more money every time somebody subscribes to Pac-12 Sports on Apple TV. It is called cost per acquisition, CPA. Every time somebody subscribes, Apple pays the Pac-12 a certain amount on a monthly basis. Here's the problem, though. You are essentially saying, give us $15 million a year per school, and then we're going to go out and sell subscriptions. Well, who's going to wind up selling those subscriptions, as I said earlier, and as Boss Frog just pointed out? Well, student athletes are. That's who's going to wind up doing this. And I agree, Boss. I think there's a great argument. If you have your athletes selling subscriptions, are they not employees? Are they not salespeople? What do they get from that? You're already reaching into their pocket to take NIL money. Now you're not going to pay them per subscription. It just doesn't seem like a great business decision for a Pac-12 athlete to go out and sell Pac-12 subscriptions, which is why you're not going to be able to recruit on this deal, number one, which is why you're not going to be able to leverage and sell this deal, number two, which is why your donor base is going to hate this fucking deal because they're the ones who are going to have to foot the bill so that you get the full freight from the Apple TV deal. So your donors are going to be upset. Your collectives are going to be upset. Your Under Armour, Nike, Adidas deals are going to be upset. Your Jordan brand deals are going to be upset, and they're going to become worth less. Your practice jersey sponsor is going to become worth less because nobody's going to see the patch. Nobody's going to see the brand because nobody's going to watch your games. And it's a real problem. And in my opinion, it's just not an option for this conference to go out and get that done.
Totally agree, man.
It's just not, unfortunately. And it's unnecessary. It just didn't have to happen. It didn't have to happen in any way, shape, or form. Kaufman, how will you pick the winner of the gift card? We will randomly pick a subscriber. But now that's all over with because it's 3 minutes past and we are 76 subscribers short.
Sorry, folks, that's what it is.
Now, here's what I would say with 1,900 people watching. I'm happy to do it again from 5 past to 10 past. But that's up to you guys. And I will just say, I'm not going to mention it again. I am not going to mention it again. If in the next 2 minutes we get to 21,000 subs, which is only 76 subscribers, we'll do it. But let's keep rolling with your comments. New member of the show, Oliver Crooms. What's up, Oliver? Good to see you. How about Bart Kenton?
Let's go, baby.
Let's go, Bart. Appreciate you. Thank you very much. James L. says laundered NIL money for athletes to sell Apple TV. It's brutal. Because who says that's not going to happen? Who says? Kurt Peters, will my gift card work in Big 12 time? I mean, Arizona time. It will not. It will not work. You know.
Yeah.
Cold-blooded. Michael Pressler for $5. After hardcore fans buy a sub the first year, who buys any the second? Nobody.
Great point.
Nobody's going to do that. Why would you? Which has been really Jake's point the entire time. You know.
Yeah.
I just don't. I don't know why you would do that.
I mean, it's not. That's the thing. It's not like you're saying to the Pac-12, like, hey, sell a bunch of subs, and then it's just going to roll over every year. It's just going to auto roll over, and our attrition's really low. We've seen that with MLS. Like, they're not saying that. They're saying, hey, go out and sell, and then we're gonna have to measure the attrition. And you're gonna have to go out and sell again.
Yep.
And that's what I'm saying. It's a dumb deal.
Chief Ryback. The Pac-9 will take the deal and give Kliavkov a raise. Oh, my God.
Idiots.
Don't joke.
That's every day.
Don't joke. Blake says Amazon gift card would pay for a month of dog food. Yes, it would.
Well,
yes, it would. We're at 936.
Still got work to do, man.
Yeah, we do. Monty Nation continues to grow, Tanner says. Thank you very much. We appreciate every one of you. Connor Johnson, Apple TV, $12.99 Messi pack.
Yeah.
Who's the Lionel Messi that's going to save the Pac-12 TV deal on Apple?
There isn't one, man.
There isn't one. There just isn't one, right? There just is not one. That's the hard part.
Yeah.
Roundabout said, just got here. What I'd miss? Nothing. No news today.
Nothing. No meetings, no news, nothing.
You know. I mean, you know. Tanner says soon Arizona time will be Big 12 time. Soon. See, but as a big Arizona.
Right, because it's Arizona, the Big 12,
Arizona's
and it's
going
Bobby
there.
Robbins, and it's Emos, and, you know.
By the way, we did announce our new contest for the week. Every week, we're going to have a prize we're going to give away. And during that week, there is a task you will have to perform.
A task.
Related to one of our partners on the show. This first one is with Super Chicks, who you guys know. We love our guys at Super Chicks, right? We want to send you to see college football history, right? And that is BYU playing their first home game in the Big 12, September 29th, 8:15 p.m. on national TV, ESPN, against Scott Satterfield and the Cincinnati Bearcats.
On to Cincinnati.
We're giving away a pair of tickets, and it's really easy. Now, if you're in Utah, this is super easy. All you have to do is go to Super Chicks on Riverdale Road in Ogden or in St. George and say, hey, I heard about you on the Monty Show, and then just take a picture of your food. With you, your food, with the employees in your food. Now, if you want to be guaranteed a great chance to win, you dip your sandwich in a custard shake. Get the deluxe chicken sandwich or get some chicken tendies at Super Chicks, and they're always a full breast of chicken.
Right, you know that.
Breaded, chop them up, dip it in your custard shake. It is so good.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that would help your chances immensely.
Yeah, obviously.
My favorite food is chicken tendies and fries.
Friday at 3:30, we're going to give away a pair of tickets to see BYU hosting Houston September 29th. Already got them in hand. Great seats to see history in Provo.
Well, I mean, when are we going to get our first picture? You know, the membership group knew about it earlier. Who's going to be the
I'll
first?
be interested
who's going to be
to
the
see.
first person?
I'll be interested to see who it is. I will be very interested to see who it is. So hook it up. All you have to do is go to Super Chicks, Riverdale Road in Ogden, St. George, Utah. Say, hey, I heard about you on the Monty Show. All of our guys down in the GC, we love you guys. I want to give you a pair of tickets to see history in the making in Provo, BYU in Cincinnati, the first home football game in the Big 12 Conference, September 29th. We've got a pair of tickets. Send me a DM. Or actually, no, you can't DM it. Do it in public, on Twitter, on Instagram, and just tag the Monty Show. That's all you have to do. So go see our friends at Super Chicks in Ogden or in St. George. Get the deluxe. And the best part is all their produce is fresh every day. They chop it in-house, including their French fries, salt and pepper. So good. They make their custard in-house every day. Everything's fresh, never frozen. It's a family business. It's Super Chicks in Ogden on Riverdale Road or in St. George. Make sure you tell them you heard about it on the Monty Showroom.
Hey, Monty.
Hey, Monty.
Hey, Monty.
It is history. I'm excited.
Absolutely.
I hope there is a lot of I hope it's sold out. It should be, I would think. It really should
absolutely.
be. Without question, it should be. Let's see. Greg Hawkins. Sup, Monty and Jake. Utah still has our head up our own ass. Indeed you do. And it's dark up there.
Hey, you remember earlier in the showroom today, we were getting comments about NASA getting a streaming deal?
Yes.
Yeah, that's actually real. NASA today announced a streaming deal that's going to be free.
Stop.
With no ads.
Stop.
And available on iOS and all Android devices. So now you can go to space before you can watch Pac-12 football reliably.
What are they
going
streaming?
to crisis lockdown mode here at the house.
Is this just like the International Space Station?
I don't. It doesn't quite say yet. It'll. Let's see. Sorry, I'm reading as I talk here. There will be.
How is this possible?
Topic-driven experience with a common search engine, so you can get to the stuff you want to watch.
Stop.
Let's see.
How do they have a better? How does NASA have a better streaming deal than the fucking Pac-12? You've got to be. If you are pulling my chain,
No, I'm being dead
dude,
serious.
I will resort to violence.
I'm being dead serious.
I will.
I'm being serious. It's in beta right now and released to the public.
George Kliavkoff is just such
quote, we're putting space on demand and at your fingertips with NASA's new streaming platform. Mark Etkind, Associate Administrator, Office of Communications, NASA Headquarters. Transforming our digital presence will help us better tell the stories of how NASA explores the unknown in air and space, inspires through discovery, and innovates for the benefit of humanity.
I give up, dude. I'm not even joking.
Hugh Janus.
I don't even know what you say about Kliavkoff at this point.
You can't make it up, bro.
GOP1386 gives 10 memberships. Let's go.
Bro, you're surprising me with this.
Thank you, GOP. Appreciate you, my guy. Thank you very much. So many of you have given memberships. I really appreciate it. It helps the channel grow. Thank you to everybody who hit the like button. We're well over 1,000 likes, but you should still keep hitting it because I hit it every night.
Yeah,
you
keep
know what I'm
hitting
saying?
it. You know what I mean?
You know.
Yeah.
Let's see. Justin Games. Hearing reports that BY met with Robert Robbins today. Well, that conversation's been ongoing.
Mm-hmm.
And again, all I would say is, has the Arizona Board of Regents scheduled another meeting yet? Because that's all you need to know.
I mean, I'd be surprised if another one popped up already.
That is when, but that's how it happens.
It is, yes.
That's how it happens. And when you look at the Arizona Board of Regents, their meeting is actually not adjourned yet, by the way. But you're gonna see it's going to happen. Nobody's doing this deal. Nobody's doing this deal. And we talked to somebody high up at Utah last night who was very skeptical about what they were going to see today.
Yeah.
I get the idea that if Arizona and Arizona State are together, Utah's going to the Big 12.
Mm-hmm. There's not another meeting yet scheduled.
Tom
so
Dean for $2. NASA Global Exposure. How? NASA has a streaming deal before the Pac-12. This is ridiculous. It's absolutely
calculations.
It's ridiculous, dude.
Bro, we can go to the moon before we can watch Pac-12 football right now.
How?
Like, come on.
I don't know, man.
Waves in opposition.
I don't know. I have no idea how that's even possible. You know, like it is.
It's brutal, dude. It's absolutely brutal, man.
Yeah, it is what it is. I'm telling you right now, you guys, this conference it never had to happen.
Wow.
It never had to happen. This is completely ridiculous. This is self-inflicted 100%.
Yes.
And it's so frustrating that nothing is done, you guys. Nothing is done. We don't know what Utah's doing. We don't know what Oregon's doing. We know what Arizona's doing, but nothing is done in this conference. Nothing is terminal. Nothing is over. But it is so frustrating that George Kliavkoff has not been terminated yet. Like, I mean, the guy should have been fired for this.
Yes.
It's ridiculous. Delaric, that proves that you have to be a rocket scientist to get a TV streaming deal. And Kliavkoff
Y'all feel me?
Clearly not.
Yeah, those back of the rocket calculations aren't really working out.
Back of the envelope calculations.
Back of the rocket.
See what I did there? Rocket, because it's NASA, but it's back of the envelope.
And Donuts gives us $2 for the golf fund. The Apple Cup ? Kirk Schulz is excited.
The Apple Cup has new meaning.
Oh my God! What a joke. Roger Abbott. The Monty Show is always better when I'm taking a dump.
Hey,
that's nice.
You know, I can appreciate that, dude. I really can appreciate that.
That was a pretty shitty comment.
Yeah. See what he did there? It was a shitty comment. And you're taking a shit. And like,
No, I'm not going to read that comment. J.K. Marshall. Jim Choi. Oregon and Washington going to the Big Ten for $40 million per year. Yeah, I don't think so. We'll see. Why would anybody go to the Big Ten for $40 million a year?
No idea.
I don't think so. 513 Art Dog. D-O-double-G. No Big 12 didn't kill the Pac-12. George K. killed the Pac-12. This is not the fault.
I agree with that.
This is not the fault of the Big 12.
Cold-blooded, clean, methodical, and thorough.
It isn't. Kent Holm. This is what happens maybe this is what happens when you screw with ESPN. ESPN gave the Pac-12 a way out, and they still noped, and now look at them.
Yeah.
Well said.
Could be. Katie Rader, what's up? Afternoon, everybody. Pew, pew. Good to see you. Apple trees, Clint Moses says. What's going to happen to Oregon State? I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, that's got to be
somewhere, surely.
That's got to be Mountain West.
Has to be.
Unfortunately.
Oregon State and Washington State, Mountain West.
Yeah. Let's see. Shadi Kansinavong.
Okay.
Hey, man.
Bro.
Who the f*** is that guy?
Look, Shadi, whatever your last name is.
Who the fuck are you?
Shouty K. Big 12 killed just Pac-12 when the Big 12 went to market first to Fox and ESPN. Could be true. Absolutely. Tom Dean says farts.
Yeah.
Yes. Cam Harrison, what's up? Simon says Lions, Tigers, Bears, oh my. Wildcats, Utes, and Beavers, oh my.
Yeah.
There you go. Cruz says having a Pac-12 media deal with Apple eliminates old people from watching because they're not going to know how to set up Apple TV.
Oh, dear. Oh, my.
He's not wrong.
You're not wrong. Keep up the fight until it's over, Connor Johnson. That's right.
Johnson.
That's right. Connor says build the dam, rev it up all damn day. To dams and beavers.
Beavers, and because beavers build dams.
Beaver!
And, you know.
Brady Cook, it's just a matter of time before the Pack is gone.
Facts.
Brady, when are we golfing?
Yeah, dude, come on.
When are we golfing? How about Tay Kim, our newest member of the show?
Yeah, take him this.
Yeah. Tay, good to see you. Appreciate you supporting the showgram. Yeah, it's frustrating. Greg Swaim. Hello, Greg. I hope Arizona stays. I'd rather have teams that are thrilled to be in the Big 12 like UConn and the 4 new teams the Big 12 just added. Who said Arizona wouldn't be thrilled?
Yeah, I think Arizona is the true definition of wanting to be in the Big 12.
Certain affinities?
Yeah, I mean, come on now. I love you, bro, but come on.
I don't, what is the thought process behind they're not thrilled?
Yeah.
I think Bobby Robbins has been thrilled.
I mean, the absolute slurp job that Bobby rolled out, and then we haven't even gotten to Jed Fish yet, dude. I mean, come on. Come on, dude.
Oh, hey, look at that.
What?
Look at my guy. Look at my guy at Super Chicks.
Oh, we got one?
We got one.
Okay.
Tanner Thompson. Tanner J _.
Okay.
Let's go. Tanner
Where
Thompson.
we at here, bro?
I love it on Twitter.
Oh, so what? He can't tag me? He just tags you? I see how it is.
Nobody likes you.
I see how it's not.
Nobody tags a guy that's front to or back to front.
You know what, dude? Like, it just is what it is, man.
Yeah, man. And he got the deluxe, and he got the ranch.
Oh, my God, dude.
You guys, I got to screen grab this for you.
Oh, yeah, dude. You got to get this, bro.
Oh, my God. Hey, I couldn't. I don't know that I've ever been more in love with Mrs. Monty than the other day.
Bro, I might have to get Super Chicks tonight, dude. Dude.
The other day, my wife says to me, I can't do it. Honey. I don't have the top end.
Honey.
But the other day, my wife says to me, let's go to Super Chicks. I'm feeling like a breast. She didn't say that in any way, shape, or form. She never said that. Anyway, but the point is, she was like, let's go to Super Chicks. I have the calories, and there it is. How about that? Tanner Thompson, my guy. Let's go.
Right, you got to turn the drops back up there.
Well, maybe if you would stop doing screen grabs. St. George Super Chicks, as we speak, send me to the first BYY Big 12 game.
Dude, I appreciate you, brother.
Let's go,
That's
Tanner.
how you do it.
Tanner, you're in the lead, my guy.
And I got to start the list now. See, we've got one.
We did. We announced earlier, as you guys can see right here, the contest is pretty simple. You go to Super Chicks in Ogden on Riverdale Road or down in St. George. You get yourself the lovely deluxe chicken sandwich. Look at those big, beautiful pickles sticking out from under the breast. What are you hiding under that breast?
Yeah.
It's a beautiful, never frozen, full chicken breast, breaded with fresh cut produce. What do I always tell you about the produce? Look how fresh the lettuce, the tomato, the pickles are. Look at that beautiful bun. Look at the French fries, chopped fresh in house every day. By the way, if you ever wondered what addiction looks like, look at that cup of ranch at the top, baby.
Boom, dude. I'm telling you, it's literally the best, dude. And I love seeing you guys go in because I'm telling you, once you go, if you've never been, once you go, it's over. You're never eating at that garbage drive-through place. You're never, dude. It is over, bro.
You'll never go anywhere else. Trust me when I say about Super Chicks in Ogden on Riverdale Road and also down in the Jeezy.
Holy crap.
The big Mugamba member of the show.
Let's go, baby.
Let's go, baby. Jerry Davis.
Let's go, Jerry. Let's go, Jer Bear.
Let's go, Jer Bear. Look at you guys supporting
Turning
the
up.
show. We appreciate it. We appreciate it. Awesome for you guys to be here. Awesome that you guys have really supported the show. You've pushed us forward. We're at 20,955, just 45 away.
Let's go.
From getting to 21,000 subs. Unbelievable. Kenneth Maynor for $5. SMU and East Carolina from the AAC on ESPN gets way more viewers than a potential SMU-Utah game on Apple TV. Can I just ask again? And it comes out in waves. What is the affinity? Like, what do people get excited about?
Stay hard.
When you hear SMU to the Pac-12? What is it? What is it that is and Pac-12 fans, I need to hear from you on this. Explain to me what is exciting to you about adding SMU to your conference. Because I was doing a radio interview the other day in San Francisco. And this guy asked me about SMU and I said, what is it that you think SMU adds to the Pac-12? And this guy said to me, well, it delivers Dallas. And I said, do you really think SMU gives you a recruiting angle into Dallas that you don't already have? Do you really think that's factual, especially in the Pac-12? Because with all due respect to Oregon, Washington, Utah, who are the three best teams left in this league by far, do you really think Utah going to SMU is like some big recruiting coup for Kyle Whittingham? Because I got news for you. SMU does not deliver Dallas.
Yeah.
Texas Tech delivers Dallas.
Facts.
TCU delivers Dallas.
Facts.
Maybe you've heard of the University of Texas Longhorn football team. Delivers Dallas. By the way, shouldn't you have fought harder for Houston when you had a chance to add Houston to the Pac-12? You should have, but that's all over with because guess who delivers Houston? The Big 12 does. And everybody calls me crazy when I say it. I'd rather add UTSA. Give me something that at least shows that they can win big games. I'm tired of hearing about SMU and all their money. Their big endowment, all their donors, hat, cattle, oil, amazing money. The largest collective that'll pay $70 million for an entry fee into the conference, we're told. But yet you haven't won much or ever won the AAC. And we're supposed to believe that you're the savior of the Pac-12.
Yeah.
You're not. And it's cool that SMU's uniforms say Dallas on it. That's all well and good. But you're well down the totem pole in Dallas. There are high schools in the Metroplex that deliver Dallas more than you do at SMU. And I'm not being a jerk about it. I believe that's the case. Because you're not the Cowboys. You're not even Okie State probably. Oklahoma probably. Arkansas probably. More than SMU delivers Dallas.
Yes.
Tell me I'm wrong. But help me understand the absolute blood flow to the lower extremities.
Stay hard.
When we're talking about SMU to the Pac-12. Because I don't get it. I don't get it.
Yeah.
And I agree, Kenneth. When AAC has better exposure, it's a bad deal. That's exactly right.
Yes.
It annoys me. It galls me that people are like, oh, the Pac-12 is going to be saved by SMU's, collective. They have the largest collective in your mom's bedroom. Like,
Congratulations, but that's bullshit.
Who cares?
Yeah.
Have we seen NIL legislation come through yet? How's that going to impact your collective? By the way, again, great collective. What did it do for you in the AAC?
Nothing.
Not a fucking thing. Nothing.
Because it's garbage.
Tom Dean for $2. Pac-4 plus 6 teams for the Mountain West equals 1 G6 conference.
I guess.
You joke. You joke. You joke. Let's see. Joseph Melendez for $5. SMU will buy extra Apple TV subscriptions with all their oil money. Plus, their 47 fans are wealthy. At least that's what Canzano told me at Papa Murphy's. Yeah, how about the radio wizard of the Great Northwest spinning and opining about how SMU is going to pay $70 million as an entry fee.
Please.
To offset the Comcast money because they have so much money just sitting around burning holes in their pockets. And did the pushover host that was on that show say to him, well, then why have they won in the AAC? Didn't. Did not. Absolutely did not. It's ridiculous. Justin Randolph, how are you? Samuel Garrett, isn't it just University Park? I don't know. Conference Commissioner Gumby. Pew, pew. Good to see you, Gumby. What's going on, my dude? Too much gravy for the biscuits. Gabby does Dallas.
Gabby does Dallas.
God, tell me you know what Debbie does Dallas is.
Hiscock.
You know what Debbie does?
Yes. Yes. Next comment.
Thank God you're a porn fanatic.
Next comment.
Hiscock.
Aaron Wilson, let's go Tech fans, Raiders. Pew, pew. I've got to...
You give it a rest. You're not hitting the high octave today, man.
Not hitting the high octave.
You got to keep
today.
resting that thing.
Gary Wolf, Monty, your SMU reign is most likely a moot point now. What school in their right mind would still go to the Pack after this deal today?
That's what I'm saying, dude. That's why
You're
the
not
San
wrong.
Diego State thing's embarrassing. The SMU thing's embarrassing. Like,
You're
dude,
not
come
wrong.
on.
Clint Moses, SMU is David Miller's wallet. Yeah. Vorlawn Angel, Colorado now delivers Dallas. Deion's big in Texas, dude.
Bram.
But the difference is Deion now is going to play games of consequence in the state of Texas.
Yeah.
He's gravitational. And it's Bronco Mendenhall all those years back at BYU.
All the
Austin
football's
American
fifth
State.
years.
Yeah, exactly right. Where Taysom's jumping over Mac Brown's hopes of winning a national championship.
Yeah.
Right? You're playing games that matter in the state. SMU is not. Deion's going to coach a football team that could decide a national championship based on playing Texas or Texas Tech or TCU or Houston at some point in the next 5 years. Because I'm a huge Dana Holgerson believer. But you're not. SMU's, no, you're not.
Yeah.
You're not. Cincinnati is misspelled, LOL. Where did I misspell Cincinnati? I could be on the ban. Did I misspell it on the banner? I was trying to type really fast. Did I misspell it on the banner? Let's see. Yes, I put an extra T in there. Chicken and a biscuit.
Damn it.
I believe I did. I believe I did.
Sorry if you're offended by that.
My bad. My bad.
It really should just say BYU versus the Natty. I mean, that's really
Okay.
You know,
hold on.
I mean, it really should just be that because it's Cincinnati. Spelling Cincinnati is it's just a
Well, I was typing fast earlier.
Yeah,
okay.
really...
How about there you go.
There we go. Okay.
The Natty.
All right. Perfect.
Not the
Oh,
Nationals.
Cincinnati.
The Natty.
Yeah. There we go.
The Natty.
There you go.
There you go. So I apologize. I have corrected the error of my ways.
Yeah.
Scott Satterfield, please forgive me. I apologize. Let's see. Jim Tudor. Cincinnati is actually spelled. I know how fucking Cincinnati's. God. So here's what happened. We've been trying to get this contest off the ground for a week. We wanted to announce it yesterday, which was Monday. We couldn't. We were trying to get this particular set of tickets. And so the tickets, we got access to the tickets today at like 2:58. So I'm like, typing away, right? Who hasn't added an extra T to their life? There's not a Cincinnati native who knows how many T's are in Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jim. Dana gives us $5. I would pay a subscription to watch the upcoming Pac transfer portal before I ever would pay to watch the Pac on Apple TV.
Seriously.
Wow.
Seriously.
Wow. AJM, USC kill shot the Pac-12. They saw it coming. Were they the only ones awake? What did they know and when? Who did they tell? Did they keep quiet? They didn't tell anybody.
Is this the dagger?
USC left the conference because the conference had no vision.
Yeah.
The conference had no... I'm a big believer that you have to have a vision forward. George Kliavkoff has no vision forward. They got rapidly passed up in their TV deal. I mean, you're 2-1 right now today in your last year behind the SEC.
Mm-hmm.
You're 4-1 right now today behind the Big Ten. If I were USC, I'd be gone too. There's no doubt about it. Mike Smith, USC pulled a code red on the Pac. Yes,
dude, you're not even wrong, bro. Like it just
yes, they did.
This is a code 10 abort.
Yes, they did. Samuel Garrett, official. Samuel, are you somebody important? You have an official account? Fair point. It's on the line between the two. Still not Dallas City, though. Are we having an argument about Dallas?
Are we really arguing about city lines in Texas?
Okay. Troy Hester. Nice hat, Troy. New Mexico Military Institute getting ready for six-pack invite.
You want to?
All you have to do.
Guys.
Look, listen, New Mexico NMMI.
And with all due respect,
We'd like you guys to join the conference. If you could bring a sixer of Keystone Light, that'd be great. And listen, I'm somebody that, I enjoy a little Fireball. So if you could get some Fireball minis, that'd be cool too.
I remember when I had my first beer.
And if you bring in the Fireball minis, we'll up your revenue percentage too. You'll have to sell less Apple TV subscriptions. Don't tell anybody I told you that, but, you'd drink too if your last name was Cock. Tom Dean, BYU versus Cincy. Exactly right. Exactly right. Where are we at, by the way, on subs?
Yeah, where are we at here?
Because I want to give something away for the way you guys have supported us. We are at 9. Oh, we're 39 away.
Come on.
You guys, you're embarrassing me. We're 39 away.
Yeah, come on.
That's ridiculous. 1,131 likes. If you haven't, please hit the like button. You guys, we're 39 away from 21,000.
And what do we have? 1,600 people watching now?
We have, yes. Come on now.
Come on.
38 away.
Let's go.
From 21,000. Make it happen. I need my ticket, Monty. I need my ticket money. Monty?
So, listen, just because Buddy over here misspelled Cincinnati doesn't mean you get to misspell the name of the show. Okay?
Yeah, I'm going to hope that's what you did there. Tom Dean says sub.
Yeah, come on, let's go.
Those are rookie numbers. Pump those numbers up.
Yeah, dude, that's what I'm saying, man. You guys can do better. We know that.
Those are rookie numbers in this racket.
Yeah, dude,
Pump
we
those
know
numbers
that.
Up. I'm looking at just some of the news in the cycle.
It's not fucking real.
Right, yeah. The reaction to this deal has actually been very negative. Not surprisingly. Yeah, it is. Everybody's laughing at this Arizona Board of Regents meeting. They have 510 people were watching 36 minutes before the meeting started. Everybody's sharing this screenshot, which I think is hysterical. So, I don't know what to believe. I know what I've heard. I think Arizona's gone. I don't believe that the Arizona Board of Regents is going to, is the right word allow? I don't think it's allow. I think that Bobby Robbins wants Arizona State to go with.
Yeah.
And I think he'd go on his own, but I think he wants them to go with.
Yeah.
James L. says PAC equals pyramid acquired customers.
There you go.
Yes. Al Batts, new member of the show.
Let's go, baby. Al Batts.
You guys are killing it with the memberships today. 49 new memberships.
Let's go, baby.
Which is less than the number of subscribers we need to get to 21,000. 33 to 21,000. 33.
Oh, my God, dude.
33 to 21,000 now. I don't know. I think that, as I go through this story today, I think the biggest story is very clearly, that the cost per acquisition bump is a huge problem. If the $15 million wasn't bad enough, and I've been told it's $15 million, it's $135 million a year.
Mm-hmm.
And right now at 9 teams, you can do the math. It's $15 million per year per school. If that wasn't bad enough, the idea that you then have to go out and sell subscribers to get a bump is crazy.
Yeah.
I don't think Arizona's staying for that. I look at the simple question of, if this deal was so good it was going to get done, they would have voted today.
Mm-hmm.
And in the meeting today, for those of you just tuning in, this TV deal was presented in a meeting of the Pac-12 this morning. The meeting was about an hour and 10 minutes. There was some discussion about, hey, should we take a vote? And most of the room said no. Hey, I need to take this back to my people. Hey, we need to chew on this for a minute. There is supposed to be another meeting on Thursday. I don't think we ever get there. I think, and we will watch the Arizona Board of Regents very closely, because what this executive session was today was procedural.
Yeah.
It is procedural at best. I think it's a very sad day in the Pac-12.
Yeah, absolutely.
And unfortunately, I don't know that there's much you can do about it. Greg Hawkins for $4.99. Other Utah fans seem to think we are waiting for the Big Ten. It's delusional. Our arrogance will destroy us and destroy our program. Don't separate, or please separate, absolutely separate the arrogance of this Utah fan base, which can be arrogant, and the leadership running the program.
Yeah.
Because we did have a lovely conversation with a very important person at Utah last night who's not arrogant at all, who recognizes the situation. And I don't believe that this Utah leadership group is arrogant in any way, shape, or form. I think they made an agreement, and I've tweeted this and talked about it. They made an agreement, and they said, as my shirt is all twisted up, thank you. They said, we are going to give George Kliavkoff the opportunity to present this deal. And that's what he's doing. And that's what they're doing. And I think they're going to react. When Arizona reacts, Utah will react.
Yes.
And I think I have to believe today or tomorrow a new meeting in Arizona is going to be posted. I think it is, in my opinion, I think it is very interesting that Utah has remained very quiet. Very, very quiet. And we'll see, listen, what does Utah do? Do they have to have a meeting? They have a meeting on August 10th. The Board of Higher Education in Utah is what it's called, meets August 10th. That's too late.
Yeah.
That's not going to get it done. So I don't know. I don't know what the procedure at Utah would be, frankly. I don't want to get out in front of my skis here, but
yeah,
I think it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. But do not, please, convolute the integrity of the leadership at Utah versus the fan base, because they are separate and unique. Ooh, they're showing a blister on JT Realmuto's hand, the catcher for the Phillies.
Nar.
Oh, so gross. Delaric for $2. It is still $15 million if they add another school. It is.
Yeah, that doesn't change.
But this is the argument we've talked about, the great conundrum. That's not a conundrum at all. It's stupidity.
Yeah.
You should have added San Diego State and your beloved SMU.
Well, and I think that conversation, around George Kliavkoff at Media Day and at other points previous to that, saying, our operation, the way we're going to go about it is, as he said, we're going to conclude our media rights deal. We're going to close that deal, and then we'll look at expansion. That's been their thing the whole time. And I've always thought that was backwards. I've always thought, hey, you need to add to your conference, and then you need to approach your TV partners about paying for what you've added. So I don't know why you would do a media rights deal, get your grant of rights done, and then expand and do it all over again.
Yeah. No, I would agree with that. I would agree with that. Let's see. Whoa. Huge comment dump. OG Gary. Convolute, you mean conflate? No. Conflate's a word you could use, but don't complicate or make it difficult to understand. The leadership at Utah is not arrogant, and it's not foolish. It is well prepared, well planned out, and they are executing their strategy. The fan base is not well thought out. The fan base is arrogant. The fan base is emotional and reactionary. The Utah fans on Twitter are miserable.
Yeah.
They're miserable.
And when Colorado left, they were all apologizing, and, it just was,
ridiculous.
Yeah.
Conference Commissioner Gumby says, pop that blister. So he slid into second base, and it ripped open the pad on his hand. Oh. Greg Romano, how quickly does Brett Yormark forget that Utah leadership strongly and publicly denigrated the Big 12 earlier this year? They never did that. They never did that.
Yeah.
There was long discussions about how much Utah respected the Big 12.
Yeah, and I think what you're referencing is that, Utah, philosophically speaking, believes that the Pac-12 is a better fit for them educationally than the Big 12, to which I don't even think anyone disputes that. The Pac-12 is by far a superior conference educationally speaking.
Yes.
That's not really even a discussion. So I don't think you're denigrating or disrespecting or hating on the Big 12 in any way by saying that. And I think everyone seems to forget that the Pac-12 group, the schools, they all prioritize education over athletics. They all do. The difference is like Bobby Robbins. How many people understand that he's a doctor, right? I believe he's a heart surgeon, if memory serves. So this is somebody who's really smart, really educated, works in the medical field, but happens to be a big-time college football fan. He takes interest in athletics, unlike some of these other presidents. So that's why he's right in the middle of this thing.
And he's a huge fan of Bucked Up Energy, the official energy provider of the Monty Show. So, I mean, knowing that, I mean, the entry into the Big 12 is done.
Yeah.
Facts. Bucked Up Energy, the official energy provider of the Monty Show. Here it is right here. We've been putting this on the table. Bucked Up Miami, it is the best flavor. But I'll tell you, they came out with a cherry candy flavor that is absolutely unbelievable. But here's the thing about Bucked Up Energy. Whether you're somebody that drinks the buckshot or the Bucked Up Energy, it works. And it's so hard anymore. When you look at the black can is 300 milligrams of caffeine. The white cans of Bucked Up are 100 milligrams. My wife doesn't like 300. She likes 100. She drinks that one.
Mm-hmm.
They have something that fits into your schedule. My wife is training for a triathlon. Bucked Up makes a product called Endurance that helps you train in long form, perform in long form endurance apparatuses. So when she's running, riding, and swimming, makes a huge difference. All of the Bucked Up pre-workouts, like everything that they tell you they do, they do. And the best thing about Bucked Up Miami is not only does it taste great, but you don't get like frazzled. That's what I love about it. It's long-lasting, clean energy that does what it says. It's what I love about the whey protein isolate, their protein powders, their Buck bars. When you go to buckedup.com, they know you're investing your money in their company, so you're getting the best available product, and it does exactly what it says it's going to do. I personally use their greens, their collagen peptides, all of their protein. You know already I drink their energy drink exclusively, and I use their buckshot. And I love every bit of it. Get to buckedup.com. Use the promo code Monty20 to get 20% off your purchase for all my Utahns. You can go to any Bucked Up store across the Wasatch Front, St. George, all the way up in Farmington Station. I shop at South Jordan. You say, hey, I heard about you on the Monty Show. They said I get a free energy drink. Hook it up. Done. You don't get 20% off in store because all their prices are adjusted already. They give you 20% off online for free shipping. But go into any of their stores, say, Monty said you give me a free energy drink. Done.
Boom.
Done. Hook it up. Tell me you heard about it on the Monty Show. 15 minutes left in the show. Greg Swaim said Real Mutual grew up playing in our events. Well, you should have made the calluses stronger. Yeah, JT's a good dude. His wife is amazing as a human being. Let's see. Rainey Branson, mass exodus from the Pac-12 best players. The transfer portal is going to be wild next year.
Yeah.
San Diego State Glenn says, F the Pac. Well, you're going to be there, so I don't know that I would be cursing the Pac.
Okay, so that's how it's going to be.
I don't want to join the Pac-12 all of a sudden, do we? Eric Lewis says, Gloria is licking her chops. I think the Mountain West is in a very good place.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Chris P. Bacon. See what he did? Chris
P. Bacon. Like crispy bacon, but it's Chris, the letter P in bacon.
The Pac equals panicked and confused.
Facts.
There you go. Yeah, you can get an update. We're at 971, 29 away from 1,000.
Let's go.
From 21,000, excuse me. We're at 20,971 subscribers. Adam
Salamini decides to show up once a month.
Where's the Italian?
Wow. Hello, this is Dan Lanning calling about your Apple subscription that has or is about to expire.
Okay, you've been redeemed right there. Say
That's
no more.
awesome. That guy, too, who's a member of the show. In other news, Iowa State's starting quarterback is under investigation for betting on games, including Iowa State football games. Fuck. I'm so tired of the gambling stuff.
First team, all SRT. First team, all casino.
How do you get this wrong?
How do you mess it up that bad? Like, how?
I look at these athletes and it makes my head hurt. How do you get it this wrong this often?
Yeah.
You can't say anymore that, hey, I didn't know. I had no idea. Well, yeah, you did, because there's been a bunch of suspensions in college and the NFL.
Don't lie to me.
So what do you mean you didn't know?
Yeah.
That's the thing that I don't understand.
Yeah.
And if you're a starting quarterback, you're either a gambling degenerate or you were well aware of it.
Yep.
You were well aware. James McCann. As a TCU fan, I want to rekindle the Mountain West of 2009 with TCU, Utah, and BYU. Almost an AQ conference with Boise State. And hope for college game day rematch in 2009. Utah get bucked up with the Big 12. That's what I'm talking about.
Let's wind the clocks back a year.
Let's wind them back. Man, you've been waiting to use that drop, haven't you?
You know.
Love it. Jeff Watson, Big 12 needs to increase their exit fee in proportion to Mountain West, 6 times any media deal payout. Does that work, though?
Yeah, I mean, you're basically just because most exit fees wind up getting negotiated to about 60% of the total. So, you know.
Yeah, it's weird. CKS. What does CKS mean? Our fans continue to talk about the Big Ten, but the only people I've heard ever mention Utah to the Big Ten are ourselves. I've never heard that once. I've never heard that one time.
Yeah. You're not Oregon and Washington, man.
OG Gary says, I'm not miserable. I agree. Kevin Peterson. Man, have the Dodgers not... Is there somebody the Dodgers haven't traded for? Deion Sanders would sell more subs than Dan Lanning.
Yeah.
San Diego State Glenn. Obfuscate would work too, Monty. Big words. Big words.
Obfuscate.
Big words. Tech fans aren't as arrogant, but we are as miserable, certainly.
Yeah.
BYU Border gives us $2. Great show. You've been spot on from day one. Bye, Pac. Thank you, BYU Border. Appreciate you, man. Always appreciate you. Let's see. Matt Ritson says, if the Pac-12 conference go ahead and dead school, sell ring watch and trophy, are they going to yard sale or go eBay sale items?
Nah, they're more Facebook Marketplace, bro.
Are we already talking about selling off the jewelry?
Yeah, they're more Facebook Marketplace. I mean, let's you know.
Jim Tudor for $2. Great coverage. New sub from Cincinnati, LOL.
Hey.
Cincinnati.
See what he did there?
The Natty.
On to Cincinnati.
You know. I was typing too fast. And my brain hurts. My brain hurts. All right. As always, this show is brought to you by our good friends at The Advocates, theadvocates.com. Love every one of you guys. Thank you for subscribing to the show. Glenn gives us $4 to end the show. All of a sudden, review my Showgram and Twitter comments going back to November. I've been a San Diego State to the Big 12 supporter for about the entire time.
Oh, please. Oh, please, Glenn. Please, dude. Here's what we're gonna do. Take that off the screen. Take that off the screen. I'm gonna give you a chance to rethink that take. And if you want to run it back tomorrow, we can have that conversation.
Glenn.
Please.
Glenn. Glenn.
And then you're gonna call me the asshole.
Until tomorrow, say goodbye, Glenn.
Goodbye, Glenn.